The finish was awful. Nearly 3 years of fighting, and he loses to the thing that he tried to win for 2 years. That is the finish? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Beard Bros Breakdown Podcast. My name is RedBeard. Joining me, as always, my co-host Krodok. And man, oh man, it's been a very long week. If you're wondering why the hell I'm dressed up and why Krodok is looking phenomenal, it's because this is being recorded after Wrestlemania, and we decided we were going to look our best because we didn't record during Mania, and well, everyone was looking so good on Mania night 1 and 2, we decided we were going to look good ourselves and talk about the last week, because oh my god, a lot has happened since Mania night. Even Stand and Deliver, things have happened, man. So how has your week been? Because now you can say it.
My week has been the best and one of the most exciting, intense weeks of my life, and also one of the most draining, weeks of my entire life.
So much wrestling content to be consumed, dude.
You don't even have to watch it all. I do.
You
I
had
have to
3
watch
PLEs in one weekend,
thing.
and then Raw after Mania, and then NXT. That's 5 different shit going. Even with SmackDown, that's 6, and then Hall of Fame was like 7. But yeah, we're here to talk about a lot of that, like the SmackDown before Mania, Mania night 1 and 2, Raw after Mania, NXT, even Stand and Deliver, Hall of Fame. There's so much shit we're talking about that we're either going to have a 3-hour pod or we're going to pack it into a 2-hour. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We are still feeling the effects of the past weekend and even half of this week. My work week flew by fast. Crazy. I'm already off for the weekend. Let's go.
Let's go.
And Ben, we have a lot to we could just jump right into it if you want, because like we have so much shit to speak about, but
I do like to hear about how your week went, you know?
Well, yeah, it was simple. Like, I mean, just working and was in a different state during one of my routes. I was in the great state of Alabama. Yeah. Because, you know, sometimes sweet home. Because sometimes we do have routes where we go out of state. That was exhausting because like getting done at an early time and then being through traffic, didn't get home till 7, almost 8 o'clock. You know, just been chilling, gaming. This is gonna make me sound old, but this guy has introduced me to a new drug. It's called emulation. Now I play. This guy. If you guys see me disappear, it's because of him. No, but I mean, I've just been chilling, having fun. Had family down for like the last 2 weeks. They left. Missed them, but been kind of like on a hiatus from streaming. But now we're getting back. After this pod goes up, I've already done a stream, possibly returning back to Batman, and have a few plans coming in the future for some game content, some adding more to this channel as well. There's some like old games that like I want to review and stuff and talk about. Some new content coming out for the I Am RedBeard channel. But yeah, that's pretty much my week. But besides wrestling, well, wrestling was your whole week. Did you have anything else?
Well, I guess I did discover the gift of Elden Ring. And in the past 3 days, I now have like 50 hours in one playthrough. Not to mention I had like 24 hours in a different playthrough. So
dude,
I quit that playthrough though, and then I made a new character, and I'm on this run, and now I beat the game, right? I am gonna do New Game Plus, but I need to get the DLC first. I don't have enough money for the DLC right now, so now I'm just collecting like every single weapon and every single thing I can find in Elden Ring until I can get the DLC. Then I'll play the DLC, then I'll do New Game Plus.
You're eating because you got that DLC, and then Night Ring comes out this year. So like, literally, you've it's a good time for you because these Elden Ring fans had to wait, but now you're just going right into it. So now finishing what I think it's Shadow of the
of the
something
Erd
tree,
tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shadow of the Erd tree, and then now Night Rain is coming out this year. And it's like now you're gonna be so busy. You got Silk Song, you're gonna have Night Rain. I don't know what else you're gonna have.
Not to mention today, I forgot, but today was the start of a event in Monster Hunter, so I gotta do that shit with that too.
Oh yeah, because
So,
didn't they have like a deal? Not a DLC, but they had like a something update or something, right? Or was that?
well, no, the title update was a while ago, but
Oh yeah.
today, I believe it was today or yesterday, was the start of the Spring Festival.
Oh,
So,
oh, nice,
yeah.
nice man. I have nothing really upcoming. Like, I've neglected so many games because you showed me how to emulate. Jesus, I've just been playing like old school games that I grew up with from a childhood. But it's just like it's cool that you have access to those kind of things. But like,
hmm
I just sometimes I'm like, man, I can't wait to go home. But yeah, that's pretty much that. But like in the future, there's definitely gaming content. Like we all know about GTA 6. That's a possibility.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
still stoked for that Mafia game. I was hoping that the God of War trilogy remake or whatever was a real rumor, and they didn't say anything about it. There's like some games that I'm forgetting that are definitely piqued my interest this year that are coming out that I haven't mentioned, but I'll go back and watch my games video that I did and figure out what I'm missing here. But there's a lot of stuff coming out this year. It's gonna be crazier for games. For some reason, in a prediction for the Game Awards, I just see Elden Ring probably going toe to toe with GTA. But there's a lot of things that'll go toe to toe with GTA, so we shall see. But
Yeah, but Night Rain, I don't think is being well received by a lot of people, so I don't know.
it's one of those cases where it's like it should have just been a one-off thing. Not saying that like they're milking it because like it took them a while to bring out DLC, and then while DLC, a year later, the second one's coming out. I assume that's the second one. Um, yeah,
No,
it's
Night
like
Rain is like a new game. It's like co-op or battle
oh, it's a
royale
whole
or
new
some
thing.
shit
Okay,
like
that's
that.
probably why it's not being received well. If it's battle royale co-op when it's usually a single player survival RPG, I'm guessing it's an RPG.
It is an
Yeah, yeah.
RPG. Yes.
So like yeah, to change up the format a little bit, and then I feel like they just could have stopped it at the DLC and said, "All right, we're gonna make a new Souls game or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some so you can't run things on the ground. And speaking of being ran in the ground, The Last of Us has like the eighth version right now. Like they're coming, they just the part two remaster just came to PC, and now The Last of Us. It's called The Last of Us Complete is coming to uh PlayStation and PC probably at the same time, probably just PlayStation first. It's going to have part 1 and part 2 remastered and the DLC for both games in one collection. A game that has transcended more than Grand Theft Auto 5 has over 3 different generations, 8 different versions because you had the you had the first one which is the regular, the remastered, and then part 2 came out, then they remastered the original part or they remade part 1 and then part 1 got a PC port. Part 2 remastered. It got a PC port. And it's probably like less than 8 versions, but like they're counting them all as 8 versions cuz like it's just so much, dude. It's like I get it, Naughty Dog. That's your baby right now, but like you're milking it. Like give me Uncharted 5 or something, or a Jack and Daxter. Like you need to. And I like they're coming out with this intergalactic game. I don't know how well that's going to be received, but people are already picking it apart, and it's not even out. This is not even a gaming podcast. I don't know what we're doing here. Anyways,
It's a gaming
but well, it is. It's a
podcast.
gaming wrestling podcast, but I will definitely do one podcast. For those of you who are getting tired of wrestling content, even though this is majority, we'll have some gaming discussion. Besides the tier list, we'll have some gaming discussion episodes and stuff. Even movies, maybe doesn't even you won't even know. TV
Yeah,
shows.
well, net up Ellis next week. I'm pretty sure we are doing a tier list for wrestling, though, right?
Yes, we're gonna do the. I guess we'll do the WrestleMania matches tier list. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, depending on if how we rank these, today. But I mean, yeah, well, we could talk about it because I mean, I don't know if they want to hear 2 weeks of us ramble about WrestleMania, but I mean, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. We mainly have discussion for like Mania and Raw after Mania. He has Stand and Deliver and NXT. I'll
Mhm.
throw in some stuff about SmackDown. What I really mainly remember from SmackDown is everything really was just leading up to Mania. There were some promos from people like Rhea Ripley came out and spoke her shit. I believe Naomi had a segment and Jade came out or something like that. There was just small stuffs. The Andre the Giant Battle Royal, Andrade won that, or Carmelo won that.
Carmelo.
Um, yeah, he was my Andrade was my pick. That's probably why I said that. But and then the tag match between the Motor City Machine Guns and the Street Profits got interrupted or something like that. And then instead of giving us a Mania match, they push it to this coming Friday. It was the stupidest decision ever. Even the crowd hated it. And then I believe Ray Phoenix faced someone again. He faced who? Shinsuke? No, no, no. He was in the
Yeah.
battle royal. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Cody Cena segment, which I was surprised Cena was there because people were saying that he wasn't gonna show up until Mania. But luckily it was in Vegas, so he was there. Nice segment. Um, got a little. The crowd booed Cody this time. Wow. And we can't wait to
Yeah.
talk about more about that because there's more booing later on. And then like it flopped back and forth, and like my jaw was dropped because like they're booing Cody. What the fuck, So, but that's pretty much my SmackDown. I can jump right into Mania and I can lead with it since I have the notes down. But if you had anything else for
Yeah.
SmackDown,
I don't remember shit about SmackDown,
because it went
but
right into
I
Mania,
do
dude.
no, but I want to talk about the Hall of Fame because I was after
Yes, the
SmackDown.
Hall of Fame. We did watch the Hall of Fame, and my God, don't ever do that shit again, WWE. Don't make that shit at
Oh
1
my
a.m.
god.
Eastern time. I get it. It's like 11 or 10 o'clock y'all's time, which it probably will never happen again since they'll be probably somewhere else next year. They're going to be at, what are they going to be at next year? I don't forgot
Uh,
where they're going to be next year. They announced where 42 is going to be, but I forgot.
yeah.
Yeah, can't even remember. I don't know if it was Washington or what. I don't.
Orleans, New
New
Orleans. It's New
Orleans. Okay.
Orleans. Yep.
So yeah, it'll be Eastern time this time because I believe New Orleans is. I think it's Eastern time. Anyways,
But yeah,
um,
or just like you can do it that late, but not the night before WrestleMania. God damn. What kind of
people.
sadistic bastards do that shit, bro?
Paul Levesque. No.
Yeah, he did. He had an hour and 7 minute long speech. Listen, I love your trips, but an hour and 7 minute long speech, Unc is yapping for real, bro. Like, what are
I
we
will tell you
like?
this right
Come
now.
on,
No
man.
disrespect to the lineup this year, but this lineup this year was just very, very strange and very, very awkward. Now, I've known about the natural disasters. I didn't know that they had that big of an impact to be inducted. And I was like, anyone can be inducted, really, but in some regards, you need to at least have an impact. I thought they were a joke. This was during the very beginning of Vince McMahon's joke gimmick era. Like this was during the time of what's what was Kane's gimmick when he was a dentist? He was
Dr. Yankovic.
Isaac Yankem. Like this was during his
Oh
time where he
yeah.
was making these weird gimmicks. There was a dude who came out with a plunger. There was like Brutus the Barber Beefcake, I think, or something like that. Like you've never heard that name before, but yeah, it was a dude.
Uh,
But like just weird gimmicks. Yeah, I think Giant Gonzalez was during that time, and the only really one that stood out during this time was Undertaker and Vader. But like these gimmicks were just so weird. These guys were a good tag team. They were big dudes, but it's like I didn't know if they had that much of an impact because I've heard of Typhoon and Hurricane. I keep saying Hurricane. I've been saying Hurricane since, dude. Where is Hurricane? Anyways, Earthquake. Um, and I didn't know one of these dudes were still alive. I thought they were both at least past. Um, because people know with age, being that big doesn't really, let you lead to a long life. But I believe Typhoon was still alive, but Earthquake was the one that passed. Um, but I mean, they had a nice. Like I look back, they had a nice speech. He had his family there. They had Hurricane, Earthquake's family there. With Typhoon. It was really nice to see. but just like the way they had the lineup, like Triple H was at the very end, and then it felt like they didn't have any spots left. Like they got Lex Luger in there. Congratulations to him, he deserves it. But like they inducted an immortal moment, which is like a match that like one of the best matches of all time, I would assume. But it was WrestleMania
You haven't seen it?
13. No, I've seen it. No, I've seen it. I'm just saying like they've never like done that before, but they had inducted a match into the Hall of Fame as an immortal moment, which was WrestleMania 13, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold, regarded as one of the best WrestleMania mania matches, main event matches of all time.
Shawn vs Undertaker is better, but
Shawn
I
versus Undertaker
digress.
is all, yes, but like they just didn't have much, so pretty much it was an excuse to give Bret his second ring, and Stone Cold probably his second ring. It was a nice gesture, but it just didn't seem like they had enough people to
Oh no, that
induct.
was Brett's third ring.
Okay, Brett's third
He's the first person to have 3.
because he was. Oh yeah, Hart Foundation and Bret Hart. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot the Hart Foundation was inducted.
Just wait till Shawn gets 5.
Which which means Natalia is pretty much Natalia's pretty much a Hall of Famer at this point, but 5 because he has 4 because Shawn Michaels, the
I don't know.
Click, DX.
I mean, yeah, I feel like eventually he'll have 5. I
What's
feel
the
like
other 2?
Shawn. I don't know. I feel like Shawn's just immortal moments, bro. They give you rings for that now.
I mean,
Shawn
honestly,
Michaels
yeah.
has tons of good matches.
Um, they had Michelle McCool, great, but she took too damn long. There was literally times where like
Yeah.
it felt like it was going to end, and she'd be like, "And you know another thing?" I'm like, "Dude, it's not like we didn't like the like he had his criticisms. He was angry, but it's just because that man was tired. Like
Yeah, I
if
was
it
just
was
very.
set during like 5 p.m. on a Friday, he would have been okay. He would have sat there and listened to every moment, probably not every moment, but
Yeah.
um, and then like they had the audacity to tease us with an entire video package
Oh my
of Triple
god.
H's life in the
Uh
ring,
huh.
and then say next up is Earthquake and Typhoon. Oh no, not even that. It was the Immortal match. They came out, and then and then every time they'd be
No,
like,
no, it was Earthquake, Typhoon, then the Immortal
yeah,
match.
then the Immortal match, and then like another long ass thing, and then Triple H came out, and then he had a long ass thing. Everyone was falling asleep, dude. Everyone was
Yeah,
passed
I've
out.
seen
Jay
pictures of
was
the wrestlers.
Jay ran out of yeet batteries. Cody Rhodes was asleep, probably because he knew what was going to happen the next 2 days. um, I mean, we don't know how they find out who's winning or what. I feel like they tell them like probably the night of, but um, everybody was just like falling asleep, and like you can't blame them because like they also had to get ready for Mania the next morning. I mean, I'm sure they got hours of sleep, but like they had to get ready for Mania the next day. They got to be there early. They got to train. They got to prepare. I hope they got a really good night's sleep because they all delivered on their matches this week, and I can really tell that they got some sleep. But never
Yeah.
host Hall of Fame in Vegas again. I'm not saying like you don't go back there. I'm just saying like maybe do it like on a Wednesday or something. I
Yeah,
heard someone say like why not do it on a Wednesday or a Thursday, 2 days
exactly.
that y'all aren't wrestling. I'm sure people are training and working out and have to get into Vegas, by the end of the week. But like have it on a Thursday, rent out, like just do something. It's just like
Yes.
you don't have to have. I get it. You want to have the inductees come out that same weekend, but like you don't have to have them immediately follow into Mania the next day. That's like so much shit. But
Yeah, or just do it like a week before Mania, like on a Saturday,
right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah, like a week
Like,
before, why not? Like there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
I get it. It's also like a time consumption. Like, oh, we want to keep all the people in. They're all here for the weekend and stuff. It's like, yeah, but like you can easily fly them out the next week. Do it somewhere. But
Mhm.
I wouldn't be mind if they had like one like particular stage for Hall of Fame. Like they do it somewhere that they like every year or something. That wouldn't even hurt.
Yeah.
Like
Just do it at WWE World. What's the
decor
harm?
decorate the performance center. I don't know, do something. And
Yeah.
yeah, the change up was just so weird too. They also did it like on the stage, like they did like the last 3 years. They did it in the middle of the ring, and all of a sudden they didn't do it in a ring. But I guess because they had different venues, not that that was a problem, but it was just a weird change up from the ring. But
Yeah.
other than
Also, you
that,
said this year had a lot less inductees than the last few years, so
yeah, and like it's not that like there wasn't any big name center stage, but like there were great inductees and stuff, but like yeah, there were just wasn't much this year. Like I feel like they no disrespect to like Typhoon or Earthquake, but like I feel like they just dug up a tag team and didn't know what to do. But yeah, because there's some people who are probably watching that don't even know who weren't even born yet with Earthquake and Typhoon, or don't even remember them that well, unless you're like a golden
Yeah.
era legend. You know, I'm pretty sure I would even assume that some of the people who currently are wrestlers right now don't even remember them. You have to get your history, but there's names that like go out your ear and you don't even know. So, but congratulations to all of them. I will say that they're in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
but it was definitely, no pun intended, a snooze fest because we were literally tired. But I had to go back and watch
Yeah.
them because Triple
Same.
H is his speech was emotional because he brought up his health scare and everything, and yeah, it's definitely emotional, and he definitely deserves it
Yeah,
again.
emotional, but still too damn long.
Yeah,
I never thought I would live to see the day where I saw a speech longer than the guy who plays Kratos from God of War's
Christopher
speech
Judge, and
at
his
the
was
Game
literally
Awards that
yeah,
one
his
time.
wasn't even that
But
long. It
I
was eight
saw
minutes.
two that night. I saw two speeches that were longer than that.
Yeah, Michelle.
God.
It's not even that. Even Undertaker's pre-speech before Michelle came out was long. It's like, all
Oh
right,
my god, yeah.
cool, dude. You're the phenom. I know. Love you, but like, get out. Anyways,
Ugh.
guess we'll jump in. Well, I guess since it happened before Mania, do you want to jump into Stand and Deliver?
I sure will. Because I'm going to tell y'all something right now, okay? I'm going to tell you all something right now. Stand and Deliver was better than night one of Mania overall.
It stood and delivered.
Damn right. Like,
Uh,
night one of Mania had some stinkers. Stand Deliver had no stinkers. It was good throughout the entire damn show. Nothing bad about it. So, it started on the pre-show, which I wasn't watching, so I didn't think we had a
wow,
pre-show match, but we did.
they got a pre-show match and Mania didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, it was the pre-show match was Gigi and Tatum versus the other tag teams, whatever, for the number one contenders for the tag titles. Gigi and Tatum won. I got really excited. I love Tatum. Tatum is life. Tatum is love. Um, but you know
Man,
what?
you said that last episode. I'm remembering you said that because I had to edit it. Anyways, I'm keeping that in. Like always.
Yep.
Can you
And
guess his favorite
then
female? Well, he already said it. He's
yeah.
already mentioned it before. Anyways.
Well, no, my favorite female wrestler is Io Sky, then it's
Yes.
Tatum Paxley, then it's Tiffany Stratton. Those are my top three. And if y'all disagree with that, go to hell. Anyway, uh, the
All
first
right.
the opening match of the actual show was Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. I'm be
Ego.
honest, I don't really remember this match too much, but it was good. It was a good match, so that's all
Yeah,
I
I know the
remember.
match. I know the match results. I just like I didn't. Let people. I don't hate NXT. I don't have a dislike for NXT. It's really hard for me to watch it, but we had already planned a watch party for Mania night 1 and 2, and man, I'm telling you right now, I would have been burned out spending so much time with this guy. Okay, I'm not saying I hate this man. He's awesome. He's great. He's fucking cool.
It's me.
He's a great person to game with. He's the best damn podcast co-host I could ever ask for. I'm done glazing anyway. um, but the dude, social battery is a thing. I know everyone has one.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't watch not just because like I didn't want to watch. It's just like I was already going to consume so much wrestling content that week. I decided not to. I knew he was going to watch regardless. So like, but I did look at the
Yeah.
clips and like see the match results, and the kind of our small predictions I was mostly right on. I think the only ones that we weren't right on, which we'll talk about, is Fraxium. I think that's the only
Yeah.
one we didn't get right on. But um, yeah, I was just really
Yes.
burnt out. I didn't want to burn myself out, so I like took a break from like Stand and Deliver. But he sees it. He's seen everything pretty much.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this is what I live for now. So this is
Welcome
all
to the
I'm
podcast.
worth.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, so Ricky Saints won obviously, and yeah, nothing. I don't know. It was a good match. That's all I really have to say about that. And then it was this. Okay, so it was Hank and Tank versus Fraxium. And I went into this like, there's no shot for Axiom loses. No shot at all. And I was like, this is going to be a decent match. Dude, when I saw that match, I was like, oh shit, this is my favorite match of the year. This match fucking cooked. And Hank and Tank actually won, which was crazy. I was not expecting that. But I think, listen, I have a theory. Fraxium goes to Raw soon. I think they go to Raw soon
I
because
like that idea because I saw that promo in the backstage where they're like, "Oh, what do we do now? Where do we go?" And I was like, "Well, New Day just won the belts. Sorry, we're already saying that before we even get into Mania, but we do have new tag team champions.
and
Well,
the
we
Raw tag
don't.
team division is dead.
Raw tag
So
team division is dead. We need some Spice. We need some Axiom. We need some Frazier. We need Fraxium." Because the SmackDown is already taken care of, regardless that they got robbed from not
yeah.
having a Mania match. They're taken care of. They're fine. New Day
Mhm.
doesn't have anyone. Like, yeah, you got Alpha, you got Tozawa and Otis, but like the way they've been treating those two, I don't see them becoming champion. Ivar and Eric are
Yeah.
probably going to take a break. Um, Other than that, I
No,
don't know
they
who.
had a promo on Raw, so I don't think
Oh
so.
yeah, okay. Well, they're probably not going to be, back in the, I don't know. They're probably going to focus. They're definitely going to focus on something different. Um, I can't say that Judgment Day will get involved again since someone has returned that we'll say later. Um, Even though it won't involve Finn, it probably would involve Carlito, but we shall see on that. Um, but we shall see. I'd love for them to go to Raw. That'd be probably the best place. I know they were both on SmackDown, which makes it kind of clear that they may be going there. I would really love it if they went to Raw though, because
Yeah, because
there's
Raw needs
nobody over
help.
there. There's nobody over there on Raw but the New Day and then Alpha Academy and like yeah
Exactly.
that and even American Made. You could also have the Creed brothers, but like they're
They also
dealing
have
with
A-Town.
yeah they're
Like, they have tag
yeah
teams. They just need to start
they're
using
just
them. I feel
not
like
doing yeah
I feel like Fraxium could really help.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, it was a spectacular match. It was my favorite match of the year when it happened. And then we had the like 6-8 way ladder match for the North American Championship. And I honestly did not see this coming, but Sol Ruka won and is now the North American champion,
Yeah, that's right.
which shocked me because her and Zarya are like a thing right now. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, because they're a tag team. So I was like, oh, I don't think any of them are winning. But I guess it makes sense. I think they're probably just going to make Zarya take it from Sola at some point. There's probably going to be like a turn or something that'll happen. But yeah. And like, I don't have much to say on it. It was a good match. It wasn't as like hectic as I expected it would be or kind of wanted it to be, but it was fine.
Right.
Then we had, I think this is definitely like the best storytelling match on the show. It was Dark State versus the family, the D'Angelo family. And it went where I thought it
He got
would,
his
and
prediction
the
right.
underboss Stacks turned on us, man. He turned. What the hell, Stacks? Why'd you do that, Stacks? So Stacks turned on the family, and I saw it coming from a mile away, but it was heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking to see.
It's no
They've
longer
been
about
together for
family.
so long, man.
It's no longer about family anymore. Sad.
Yeah, rip the family.
Did they show up this Tuesday and like address it or
They did.
like
Yeah, so I was talking about right now. Stacks and Luca met up in like this wasteland, and then and then they were having a
waste?
conversation, and then Stacks was like, "Do you know why I brought you out here, Luca?" And Luca was like, "Ah, shit." And then it fades to black, so I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Did he like execute him? Not really. Is an
I don't
execution
know.
mafia
I don't
style?
know.
Oh
Maybe.
God. It's
And
just
then
some real
Tony.
murder in WWE right now.
Yeah, it was like a movie for real. It felt like Breaking Bad. You know that one scene with
Oh, I
the
saw it. Yeah, because it was in the desert. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
You know, I brought you out here. Oh no. Bang.
yeah. Yeah, but then Tony met Rizzo in like a hotel, and Tony was like, Rizzo, I got you a car. I got some of my guys down there. They're gonna take you to a safe house because I don't know what's happening. I don't know where Luca is.
I
I haven't
like this
heard from Luca.
storytelling. It feels like a Grand Theft Auto storyline. Like
It truly
they're all
does.
like, the reality is like they're all in the ring, but like he's like, "Oh, you got to go to this hotel. They're gonna find you." Like, dude, what? I love
Exactly.
it. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was really fun. And I don't even remember the match that well. It was a good coming out party for Dark State, though. I mean, they already had a match, but
Yeah,
you know, whatever. Anyway, then we had the fatal four-way between Stephanie,
I
Juliet,
did take a look at that
Miss
one.
Parker,
Miss
and
Parker.
Jordan Grace. Miss Parker. But yeah, so this match was when I saw this match, I was like, holy shit. This is my favorite match of the year because this match was also so fucking good. So fucking good. Like, this match was just awesome. And of course, Stephanie picks up the victory with, I forget how, but she does. It's an excellent match. It's on
I
my
think it was
favorite
just by her
matches of the
finisher,
year.
wasn't it? And she pinned. I
Uh,
don't think she hit a submission. I think she just hit a finisher, and
yeah, probably.
I think she
I
pinned
forget.
either Julia or Jordan Grace, but I can't remember which one she pinned.
Uh, she pinned Jada.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I know like her and Jordan had a lot of good spots in that because those are big, strong women. Like Jada and Julia are a little bit smaller, but like Jordan is a like I see her as the runner up, and like I know people probably want Julia to dethrone Stephanie and get back what was hers, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
like Jordan Grace is definitely a run. I mean, she was TNA Women's Champion. She definitely could be a
sure.
runner up, but Jada Parker
Yeah,
also has some potential to be. She's already in the main title scene, so she might as well get that one day.
yeah. I might be wrong if I am. Someone correct me, but I'm pretty sure she pinned Jada. But
Mm,
then we had what I think the main event, which is Oba versus Javon versus Trick, which
Christ.
I think is my favorite match of all time. Now listen, I haven't seen a lot of matches, to be fair. I'll be
Yes.
frank. But this is the best match I've seen live since I started watching wrestling. This match was so fucking good. It was crazy. The best triple threat match I've seen easily. Best match of the year easily. Like, it was just fucking incredible. And this is just from an in-ring perspective, because I do think there's matches that have better storytelling and better, like, big moments, hype moments. But
Right.
just from an in-ring perspective, just wrestling. This
Wrestling.
was
No, those
awesome.
three
The
have had
best.
such a dynamic that like unlike no other. And even like whoever Oba faces, like he literally like has so much good chemistry with everyone. Like he's a big dude and literally has chemistry with like any size competitor. Even knows what he's doing. Like he's so great, and I can't wait for the future when he goes to the main roster. I know he is, but I think they're going to wait probably till either like the summertime to dethrone him, or probably next year, or they may even let his NXT title reign be as long as the North American one, and then see where he goes from there. Because this man is a workhorse. He's a
Oh
fucking,
yeah.
and I know I don't watch him much, but I know he's been the household name for so long, and like man,
Yeah.
I've said this before. I want to see him make his Rumble debut next year. I want him to come in there and dominate and see like what he can do. I know he probably wouldn't. He would definitely not win, but if he's NXT champion, still he wouldn't. But yeah, I'd love to like see him come up on main roster for some things.
Yeah, I am so fucking dude. I don't know. But yeah, that I listen, if you guys don't watch NXT typically and you didn't watch Stand and Deliver, if anyone who is listening to this hasn't, I promise you just go watch this match. It is so good. It is worth it. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on to Mania, friend.
All right. So, Mania Night 1. And like you said, like for me, I can't really judge that like if Sand Deliver was better, but it sounds like it was. But Night
Overall.
1 had a great start, and it eventually like it had its ups and downs, like you said, and then it got better. But the first match of the night was Jay Uso versus Gunther
Yeet.
or Gunther Yeet
Yeet.
versus I already said versus for the World Heavyweight Championship. Man came out crazy from the stands. Everybody was going insane. Um, had an awesome entrance. Gunther came out. I don't give a shit. He just literally just walked out like he normally does. Didn't even have Kaiser with him. And you'll notice, like, we'll talk about this. Like, people had different entrances for each other. Like, the way you even if you didn't predict very well, you couldn't tell who was going to win by some of this shit. They did it on purpose to make you think. But Jey Uso has become the new World Heavyweight Champion, deserved, and also a prediction that we've been called for so long, even before the predictions episode. Um, yeah, deserved, completely deserved. He had a main event shirt on, but even though he was not even main eventing, I think we need to get over that name because honestly, it can just go back to Jey Uso. Because until he main events again, I think he needs to be stopped calling that. But the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even building up to this, made that win worth it. In my opinion, I think the match kind of. I think Gunther tapped out. He tapped out his own rear naked choke or sleeper hold, whatever sleeper hold. I think he tapped out a little too fast. But
I don't.
I mean, with someone like him, I mean, I liked that the dynamic change. It was not Super Kick City. It was not Super Kick City. It wasn't Chop City. There were chops, but Gunther, that's how Gunther builds his tension mid match. He is slapping you, he is sitting you. That's his main forte. It's amateur wrestling. That's his main kind of move set. But there was only probably I think one or two super kicks in that entire thing. I even made a joke. I was like, "Oh, here come the super kicks," but it was a joke. But like, it wasn't like Jimmy and Jay where they just did super kicks and frog splashes. Uh, they started stealing each other's move sets and stuff. Made that really cool. So I wasn't even mad. Like if he stole the sleeper hold at the end, but like he hit him with a super kick, hit him with a frog splash or Uso splash, and then hit him with a sleeper hold. It was a very interesting match. It was pretty good. It wasn't the perfect match, but it was a better one than his
Mhm.
WrestleMania 40. They gave each other one hell of a beating, and I'm glad that Jay is now the champion. It was a pretty good
Yeah,
match.
I mean, I think when you look at Jey Uso's entire like run since becoming a solo guy, I think this is his best match so far. Like just when you look
Definitely,
at it.
definitely. And people, I get it. There's a lot of you who like Gunther and you wanted him to keep it, and you're tired of him losing at Mania. This solidifies that he's about to go into the world title scene, like not the world heavyweight title, the world title scene. Because from what has been going on Raw and whatever is going on with Cena, I'm telling you right now, one day he's either going to face Cena or Randy for that belt, and I'm all for it. Not saying he'd be the one to dethrone, but he's going for the WWE title. He's ever since for every title he loses, he moves up to the next one. He's not done. He maybe will. Well, we thought he was taking a break, but Raw after Mania changed my mind. But he just keeps going. He's not done. Excited to see what they're having for Gunther in the future.
Hmm.
But
I don't think he goes there next. I don't think so. I think for a while we're gonna have a little like no title like trying for Gunther. I think the direction they're going right now is he's just gonna be an angry, selfish guy who's gonna take
it's
out
gonna
all
be a
his
minute.
anger on
It's a
everyone.
menace. Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
feel like he's
believe
gonna
that
start randomly attacking people and then he's gonna become like a big like bad
threat.
kind of
Yeah,
thing and we're gonna have someone try to take him down or something
yeah,
like
I
that.
believe that.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think it's Jeyuso's best match of his career, and I do think it was a great start to the match. And the reason I don't think Gunther tapped out too quickly is because right before Jay put the sleeper on Gunther, he hit him with like four splashes and a spear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. He did. He definitely. Yeah, I think Gunther was just ready to get done with that shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
I
because like
think
that,
him tapping out the
because
best.
I mean, well, I think he put the hold on Gunther beforehand, and then he got out, and then he put him back in it. But like, yeah, they were beating each other up in that one. So definitely,
Yeah.
I can understand your point there. But it was a long match. It wasn't a quick one. So like they didn't, and I didn't get bored any moment of it. Like I knew Jay was winning, but I still like enjoyed them, fighting. Definitely a culmination. And also Jimmy came out at the end. Really
Oh, that
scared
was
me
so
there for a
wholesome.
second. Really scared me there for a second. That man was going to turn heel again because the way
Well,
he
I
was
was
just.
scared that Sammy was gonna turn heel on Raw, bro.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, I just like him standing there like that, like just like here's your belt, brother. Like looking at him like he's all about to know yeet, and I'm like, dude, don't do this. I'm like, we literally Jimmy as a heel didn't work. Well, it worked, but it didn't work versus Jay. We don't want to see that again.
Yeah,
But I was like, no. I'm glad that didn't happen.
yeah, same.
The New Day, new champs. That's what my notes say. Haha, New Day, new champs, and that gained me my first point above his in the
Yeah.
WrestleMania Night 1, even though that's not going to matter because you're going to find that out really soon. Um, I went with my gut on that one because Ivar and Eric had. This was I know this was like to some people who didn't care. This was a good match. They did put on a show. They did very, very well. There was no interference. There was no Biggie came out. Whoever thought that was going to happen, I hate to burst your bubble, but that was never going to happen. Um, I know he was there, but he wasn't, in the storyline. But
Yeah.
uh, the New Day beat Ivar and Eric. They put on a phenomenal match, I believe. Um, and a lot of I mean, they just did. I believe they did amazing. But I kind of went with my gut on New Day because Ivar and Eric had had it for so long, and it's been a minute since these guys have held the belts, and also like it's obviously fine if two heels win the belt and it could be an upset, but then you see where a storyline's going. And then they ran away as soon as they won, and it reminded me of Seth Rollins running away with his belt at WrestleMania. I was like, okay. Um,
uh,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
WrestleMania 31 was that. Yes, and
That's when he
literally
fights Randy.
30. Well, he no, that's the same night he does the heist of the century
Oh,
because
that's
he come.
2015. That's not.
No, yeah, 2015 was WrestleMania 31. He gets defeated by Randy, and that same night he runs out and pins Brock or Roman and wins the belt. It's the same night. He's already lost to Randy,
Okay.
yeah. Because I think it was during the daytime, and then it was nighttime. It was outside,
Yeah.
same night. But
All right.
they pretty much recreated the heist of the century 10 years ago, even though that wasn't really a heist of the century. They just ran away. I love the
Yeah.
parallel, but yeah.
Um. Yeah, it was a good match. It was a fine match. Nothing wrong with the match, except there is one issue. Nobody gives a shit. Like nobody cared. That crowd was
No,
dead for that match. Everybody was kind of dead for that. Nobody really cared who won because the Raw Tag Team division is not being built well. It's not being booked well. It's not even like it's barely even being featured.
yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying, like at this point, just like get rid of some. That's what I've been waiting for them to do is to get rid of the SmackDown or get rid of the Raw belts and just have one belt division like they have the women's. There's only one tag division belt for the women, so
well, that
just
still
have
ain't
one
going
belt.
well.
That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be, though. It used to always be
Yeah.
like Jimmy and Jay are known for holding the original bronze tag belts, and they
Mm-hmm.
only had one of them. The only reason they made them two different ones is because the tag team divisions for Raw and SmackDown back then were big, so they needed two belts. And then also for storyline, because hey, Roman's gonna have two belts, these guys gotta have four. So like that's the whole point of them being created. So I thought when they ununified them that they would create one new belt. I'm still waiting for them to create a new belt for the current WWE title. I thought they were gonna do that on Raw.
Well, I
Because
think I just
normally
figured
they
out the
do.
issue.
What's that?
I think I figured out the issue of why the tag team division isn't good anymore. And why it was back then, but and the reason there were
They
so
had
many
more
tag
talent.
teams featured.
They had more
No,
talent.
no, I think they have like the same amount of talent as they do now. I think it's just a Triple H thing where he doesn't like to feature talent that he doesn't have a storyline for. He's like that. I think that's the issue. He
That
doesn't just
is
feature talent for them to have matches.
Vince also did the thing kind of, but like no, yeah, most of the stuff that he has now is always his own storyline basis, and it's like if this like yeah, this can involve like if something with like Liv and Raquel, but if it doesn't need anything from the Judgment Day, it won't be included. It's like there's things that like if you're a faction or if you're this and that, and if you're not in the main storyline, then you're not going to get featured at all.
Exactly,
And
which is
I'm
I
gonna bring up
think
a point later for a
why.
Mania match that pisses me off, but it's like, yeah, it's for sure. It's like a bad decision making thing. I was like, oh, how about this? You know,
Yeah.
um,
Like they seem to have matches to have matches, you know? I know
right,
that's not like very I know it's looked down upon sometimes. I don't think they should do that on PLEs, but like if it's weekly television, just have some tag matches to have tag matches. Help build the division up.
right,
Have random tag team title matches. Who cares?
yeah.
Like
And our
yeah.
third match of the night was originally Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, Chad Gable. Anyways,
Not Chad Gable.
I'm not even going to get into that this week. Anyways, Rey
That
Mysterio was originally supposed to face him. Unfortunately, he was injured. I cannot remember what he was injured during.
was
Was he?
SmackDown. Hope he
Was
gets
he?
better.
He was in the Andre the Giant match. Was he?
No, it was a tag match on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, okay. He was injured during that, and Ray Phoenix
Wait, triple
replaced
threat
him.
match. Sorry. It was a triple threat match.
Oh, okay. Ray Phoenix replaced him,
Sorry,
and
6-man tag match. There we go.
all right, you
I had to
figure it out,
find the
man.
right
No,
wording.
no, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, he replaces him. And there's going to be a pattern here I'm going to be talking about where I'm thinking that like some matches had their decisions changed. I don't think so with this one, but El Grande picked up the win, which was insane because I thought they were going to like completely end this storyline at Mania, reveal
But
who's on.
since Rey Mysterio can do it, I think they're trying to
Yeah,
extend it because
if
they
I
want it
guess
to end with him.
right with like unmasking Grande, and I could prove to the fucking world and you people and him that it's Chad Gable. But now I gotta wait.
It's not.
I'm going to beat you up in 2K. Anyways,
Well,
I don't beat people up. Anyways, but like I just thought they were going to end it there, and then obviously he cheated to win again. He used the metal plate. I can't remember if someone came out and like distracted Ray Phoenix. Did American Made come out?
no.
I can't remember. Okay, I guess he just managed to cheat without, I guess, the referee being smart. But he
Well,
put the
the
metal
referee was
plate.
checking on Rey.
Yeah, he put the metal plate in his head and cheated to win again. He won. They had that little scuffle
A
between like,
nasty headbutt, by the
yeah,
way.
nasty headbutt from um Chad Gable. So yeah, he won. he won. Obviously it's pissed some people off. His entrances even made people like, I'm like, dude,
Who
it's
cares?
sports entertainment. Stop claiming racism. They've done shit like this before.
Exactly.
Vince has done worse. This is clearly an angle that's been approved. As I've said again, listen to me, IWC. That has definitely been approved by Lucha Libres all around. And not to mention, WWE has acquired AAA,
Hell
which
yeah.
is the Lucha Libre organization of wrestling. I can't remember what that is.
It's just a lucha promotion.
Yeah, it's the
Promotion.
Lucha promotion. There are divided criticisms on that. I don't know what to think about because I've actually never heard of them. I don't hate me for that, but I don't always look into everything that I need to about wrestling. Like him and me, like if we stick to one promotion, he's seen indie
Yeah.
stuff. He's seen, New Japan. He's watched Lucha
Just some
Underground.
matches from
Yeah,
them,
just
but
some
yeah.
matches. Like I've watched Lucha Underground matches, but it's like I don't focus on the history. Like I don't see what things are. I
Hmm.
know TNA stuff. I know Impact Wrestling, what it used to be called. I just don't focus on the history or like the lore, if you will, about some things. It's like WWE has been my
Lore.
main my main center focus, and I'm glad that these things are coming in here, like TNA and AAA, but and even UFC having a merger, like seeing, even though that doesn't
Yeah.
do much because you're not going to see UFC fighters come into a wrestling ring. They don't, some UFC people don't enjoy WWE because it's not, they can't beat each other up. But so yeah, Grande wins.
Yeah, but speaking of AAA, so WWE has an acquisition for them, which is cool. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. Um, but it does have me thinking, and I'm pretty confident in this theory now, actually. They're about to buy TNA soon.
I mean, like honestly, I feel like there's a big price that TNA would be. Well, you got to think about it. This it's really mainly TKO buying these because TKO owns
But yeah,
WWE.
that's what I
But
mean.
like Yeah, honestly, I feel like that could happen, but
I think it's definitely happening because did you hear TNA just fired like almost like their entire staff?
well, that's a big bummer right there. I don't know why they did that. I mean, obviously, like they could have let those people come over
Because
to
I think they're
WWE
getting
and
ready to get bought.
well,
I think
yeah, I
they
guess
do.
so. I mean, they could have at least. I would hope WWE hires those people because that's kind of an unfortunate circumstance for those people.
Yeah, not the wrestlers, just like actual
Oh
people
yeah, no,
on
no. I mean
the
like the staff or like whatever
yeah.
people in the back. But like, I really would hope that like WWE takes them in. They can expand and then maybe like you know we start seeing that it could be a possibility. And honestly, I see it coming as well, and I'm sure they're not going to change anything around. They're going to let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, TKO is going to let AAA do what they do, and everything. It's going to still be on their own promotion. It's just going to be under TKO. So like TKO is like now having a branch of like three different companies, even four UFC, AAA, and WWE, and potentially TNA. I mean,
Yeah. Plus, if it happens, there could be like I mean they're already doing a Worlds Collide thing for AAA. If they
yeah,
acquire TNA, they might do like a main roster like Forbidden Door
I'm
AEW
down.
kind of thing.
I'm down for it. I mean, AEW. That's gonna be. That is gonna. That one right
Well, I
there.
don't think they'll do anything with AEW. I'm just saying like
No.
you know how AEW does their Forbidden Door stuff where they like
Yeah. Okay.
yeah
Yeah. Like
they
a like.
do with other companies. Yeah,
That'd be
like
nice.
a
I want
PLE where they fight each other, the champions.
Survivor
Yeah.
Series Team WWE versus Team TNA. Mm.
Oh, that'd be awesome, but I don't
Not
think
and
it'll
not
be
and
that.
not like a war games thing, like a battle royale or like
Yeah.
um
Or the champs versus each other of each
gauntlet,
brand.
or even yeah, like a tag team. Like you can do an 8-man tag of like eight of your best TNA
Oh,
guys versus. They've
yeah.
done that stuff before. Like the
Hmm.
whole NXT invasion thing, like they had an 8-man tag or they had like a triple threat tag or something like that. But like they
Yeah.
could do something like that. That'd be really cool. I wouldn't mind that.
I'm really excited
Joe
for
Hendry is the
this year.
captain.
Hell yeah,
We'll get
man.
to him
I
because
mean,
man, we
that,
said
that
his name.
that's another reason why I think it's gonna happen. Because yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
Um, Fourth match of the night. My God, this was amazing. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, and the Samoan Werewolf is your new United States champion.
5,
My
2.
God, that was an amazing match. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and because their chemistry, like, I was concerned. I was a little bit
I
wondering,
was
like,
too.
I was like, I wonder how this is going to go. Like, yeah, they had their segments where, like, oh, they attack each other, they talk to each other. And I love Jacob's promo skills. I'm glad he gets to talk on the mic more instead of being the enforcer behind Solo.
Agreed.
Need something for them to with Solo this year. He's kind of being he's a background guy right now, but I need some more center stuff for him. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind if he showed up on NXT and did some shit because he was killing it in NXT. Um, but yeah,
True.
Jacob Fatu, stellar match. I love the hell out of it. They first ever catching BFT, catching Jacob out of the
that
midair. I mean, it felt like an
that shit
RKO,
was
but obviously,
wild.
yeah, but obviously, like, yeah, Jacob tried to do the usual springboard that he does, flips in the air, gets caught with a BFT. And my God, that was amazing. Dude kicked out of it. It's insane spots. I'm telling you, an
Yeah.
awesome
It was my
match.
favorite
But
match of the night when it happened. Like
pretty, yeah. Before,
so
yeah,
far.
before we got to the main
Before,
event, that
yeah.
was my favorite match. Like I was like,
Same.
man, it's topping everything right now, and
Yeah.
definitely deserved. Uh, Hopefully he's there this Friday. Could see him celebrating that. Um, could
I do
lead.
wanna
What happened?
I wanna ask what do you think is Jacob Fatu's first feud? After what do you think his first feud is?
Given that like that storyline that's there with Solo, it could happen, but probably not right now. That could reignite the Braun Strowman feud. Now, I get that that feud is like a
Uh
one-off kind of thing. Yeah, I don't want that either. It could do that, but I could see something happening this coming because now we know Raw after Mania is always supposed to be crazy. It's not always.
oh
SmackDown after
wait.
Mania, I wonder if they got not the similar shit, but like something that's gonna happen this week. You're definitely probably gonna have new tag champions on that tag team match. Um,
Well, it's confirmed Aleister Black's gonna show up,
Aleister
so
Black showing up, yeah.
So maybe he's the first feud for Jacob.
Could be the first. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, I'd love it.
Yeah.
But in the future, I could see potentially like Solo at some point.
Yeah, I think
Could
Solo's
be could
definitely
be a
feuding at
SummerSlam
some
match
point.
because now SummerSlam is being promoted as a second Mania. Now that it's getting two, well, it's always been a second Mania, but it's the big
Yeah.
four. But now it's getting two nights, and now they're going to have an even
Yay!
more stacked. Yeah, get ready because I'm pretty sure an NXT PLE is also going to fall on that. I think that's spring break. No,
No,
not spring
no,
breaking.
no, no.
What's
Triple
their
D.
what's their summer PLE called? It's like summer something, but I don't know because
I forget.
I know they got spring breaking in like April, or I think it's already happened. No, it hasn't happened yet. That
Is it
happens in
Summer
May.
Bash?
I think it's like summer. It's something like that. But they have a summer PLE that's like their
Yeah, Heat
SummerSlam.
Wave. It's Heat
Heat
Wave.
Wave, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like their SummerSlam, but it's like not, I guess, as big as Stand and Deliver since they only have one PLE like that. But the
I'm pretty sure it'd
WrestleMania,
be on Tuesday, so it's okay.
yeah.
But
But
but dude, wait, the Worlds Collide thing is an NXT thing with AAA, right?
okay.
Bro, that's on the same day as Money in the Bank. I gotta watch two PLEs
Oh
that
my
day,
god,
bro.
you have to.
Why?
Yes, I don't know if I need to, but we'll see. I may check something. I may check it out and pop in there. Um, Tiffany
Yeah.
Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. This is the one that has fucked up.
Oh,
This
brother.
is this
Ooh.
is the one. Okay, now that wasn't a bad match. However,
Yes, it was.
it wasn't that bad. It was
It
mediocre at
was
best. It
awful.
was mediocre at best.
It
Tiffany.
was awful.
Well, I'm trying to tell you it's best because Tiffany carried it.
Oh,
Tiffany did everything that she absolutely could to try to make that match good. Charlotte, I'm sorry. I was literally trying to praise you a couple of weeks ago, trying to like say you've been good. You are the most unprofessional person right now in the business.
they
The
cannot keep
match
it
the
professional.
match ended with Tiffany bruised and on her face, bleeding. Her teeth got knocked out because Charlotte bashed her face in with her knee brace. That
Yeah.
was not a planned spot. There's no way in hell they were like, all right, you're going to go. So here's what I'm going to get in my Triple H voice. All right, brother, you're going to go out there and you're going to hit her in the face with your knee brace and knock her teeth out. Big fucking deal. Shout out to Deontay DDJ for that. You're probably not listening at all, but we're big fans. Um,
Yes.
but like, still, it's like, there's no way in hell that they told her to do that. It's the most unprofessional shit. I'm pretty sure I watched that match back. There's a part where she claws her in the face. That's the whole reason why she's got that
Yeah.
mark on her. She claws her, dude. I'm like, okay, so them trying to say that this beef was squashed, this real life drama they had, fucking lied about that shit.
Yeah, you could tell in the match. They hate
That's
each
the
other,
most
man.
unprofessional I've seen Charlotte, dude. She's like, she's had issues with Becky before and Ronda Rousey, and she at least tried her best to make it look professional. This one, they clearly couldn't do that. And
Yeah.
I'm only upset that like Charlotte lost because she was my pick. I should have chosen Tiffany. I thought they were going to go the angle with nobody wants her, but she may get it. But Triple H made the right call and did Tiffany because after this, I don't think anybody wants to be in a feud with Charlotte for a very long time. That was just so
Yeah.
bad. But because of that, it messed up our, you know, we're tied. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted to hear that, but we're tied. And we'll just say this already right now. We're 9-9. We got
Yeah.
9 out of 14 matches right. And we're probably going to make the title vacant or keep it vacant because we want one of us wants to at least win the belt and then go from there. We thought about so many ways that we would have won the belt where we would have either done a coin toss, best 2 out of 3, spin the wheel, something. He even mentioned before we got on here like a 2K match, which would have been good, but I feel like just winning off of that would have just been pointless to do predictions at all because we're trying to win the belt on
Yeah.
predictions. So Backlash will be on May 10th. Will be the first. Like, hopefully, one of us gets the belt.
Hopefully.
So yeah. And also I'll
Because as
throw
soon as
in.
one of us gets
But
it, there'll never be another tie. So.
yeah, there'll never be another. Hopefully, because I mean, you never know. We could get shit right both together. It can
Well,
happen.
I mean,
But
not tie. Sorry, I mean, the belt will never be
no,
vacant
yeah, because
again.
it's just us. There's no reason to vacate it unless. And I think even also like we'll even say this here. We can add to the rules. If somehow we both get a PLE wrong together, 0-0 is still a tie. So he would still retain. It wouldn't be like, oh, nobody won. So just no, he'd still, one of us would still retain. So, and I didn't mention this at the beginning, but this is the first episode of season 2. What I'm going to be doing
Hell
every
yeah.
year is from pretty much Mania to Mania is a new season. So like, I mean, this year we may get to like season 2 episode 80 something, you know. But like, I mean, you
Yeah.
don't really have to do seasons, but I kind of find it like cool to like jump, you know, have them up like, hey, this is where this began. This is where this began. It keeps it on track. So
Well, that
this
would
is
be
the
46.
okay.
I
You
think
did
there's
that was some
46 weeks in a
quick
year.
math right there. Like, man, okay. I'm bad at math,
Oh,
but
wait, but
like
yeah.
but like yeah, just like it helps it like keep stuff on track of like where things began, where things started, and also like it could help as well. Like, hey, who held the belt the longest during season 1? Who held the belt the longest during season 2, season 3? Keeps a record and a track of stuff. So, welcome to season 2, people. Um, but it was a mediocre match. Could have been better, but Charlotte's unprofessionalism, unprofessionalism. There was too many spots that I was able to call. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but like, yeah, they just don't work together, and I hope they never feud again.
Same. I
So,
don't want to see them fight ever again.
and
Please just keep them away from each other.
amazing news to Tiffany: her teeth are fixed. She got her moneymaker fixed. I don't know what they
Yeah, I
did,
saw
but they
that.
fixed it. I'm pretty sure it's a filling. I don't know what they did, but she looks better now. And yeah, because like, I mean, that just feels like some like I won't mess your face up because everyone thinks you're no. I yeah. Please don't send any like hatred out there towards Charlotte. Yeah, it's unprofessional, but like, no need to attack her because I've already seen people attack
Yeah.
her. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't
That's
attack the
yeah,
wrestlers.
that's
Like,
unprofessional. Like yeah, and yeah. So and now the main event: Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk.
oh, fuck yeah.
Every single one of them had an entrance that was so awesome that like dude Seth Rollins like came out in this big black puffy bag thing with a fucking flamethrower. He literally burned it down. He burned down like the Titantron. He didn't really burn it down, but he there was like a building and then he set the flamethrower up and then the building on the screen burned and then the screen went black and he turned into Christ.
It was so cool.
Dude turned into Jesus Christ.
He is
And
Jesus.
he had glasses on. He had white. He was glistening. It was awesome, dude. Him coming out.
Beautiful.
Roman Reigns came out and like it started showing all the Titantrons above him. Like there was this weird kind of like amalgamation of like these like rectangle screens like behind, and they were like slowly coming down, and they were showing Bloodline members like Alpha, Sika, Yokozuna, even High Chief Peter Maivia, and they were like slowly like closing behind him, like there were like these big doors or something, these big
Hell
walls.
yeah.
That was peak, but then
Ho, ho,
CM Punk had a video
ho.
package, and This Fire Burns was playing on there, and I was getting very now. If I was alone, I probably would have cried, but I had people watching with me, so I like literally got emotional because that song is amazing. That is an amazing song.
The
There's
fire
there's
burn.
definitely many reasons why they won't bring it back as a cult of personality has, no pun intended, become a cult classic at this point.
3.
But that was in the video package. It was showing everything in the last many years of CM Punk's WWE tenure, because now he's finally getting a WrestleMania main event, and then
Hell
following that, Living Color literally there
yeah.
and performs Cult of Personality in person.
Yeah, they
Literally,
do.
they still got it.
It was awesome.
Uh, it was amazing. And this is where it like made me doubt. I was like, CM Punk might win. The dude just got a video package and a live performance.
Don't forget how he came out in his like
Oh
in the
yeah, he came
hoodie.
out in his hoodie, his literally his heel attire, like he had his yellow on, his yellow like attire on that like he wore, and like here comes Paul with him and everything. It was amazing. Everybody was singing, everybody was going off. This
Dude.
match carried. Like
Oh.
it
Oh.
was such an amazing match. Like all
So
the
good.
spots are crazy. They hit all three of their finishers on. Like they turned infinite finishers
Dude.
on. Like you had a
Oh yeah.
GTS, you had a stomp. No, you had a spear. How did it go?
To Seth. Spirit of Seth.
Yeah, Spirit of Seth, and then
GTS to Roman.
GTS, and then a stomp from Seth. Like, cause Seth like
Wait,
got hit
no.
with.
GTS to Seth. Spear to Punk. Stomp to Roman.
There you go. Yeah. So like, yeah, it all like they were all dead out, pretty much, and it was amazing. Um, I can't
It
remember
was
all the
awesome.
spots, but they were killing each other.
Yeah, there's so
Seth
many
was
good
red by
ones.
like I think the like the probably the 10-minute mark, but
Yeah.
now then there's a spot where Paul Heyman gets involved. That man gets the infamous
Mm-hmm.
black steel chair,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes and gets that thing, and he walks over and he's like, Punk, take the chair. Slide in, or well, no, he doesn't do that, but he goes in. He's like looking between like his Paul Heyman guy and his tribal chief, and he's looking between, and then it's all lined up like a triangle. I love it. You got Seth over there on the ropes, like sitting like against the ropes, and then you got Roman on the right and Punk on the left. He gives that steel chair to Punk, and he rolls in the ring, and he tries to lead Roman over there, Punk over to Roman, and then he fucking low blows Punk, and Roman's like, "Oh hell yeah, my wise man's back." And then literally, that's like, well, we know who he chose. And he's like, "You made me do this. You made me choose." And then
He's my tribal chief.
he does the same to Roman. He gives Roman the chair, and he's like, "Look, he literally the shield." Like it's so funny because the way he was saying, he's like, "Look, my tribal chief, kill him!" Like leading him over there, and I didn't want to think it. I was sitting there, I was like, "No, please don't tell me he's going to do it too. Don't please don't tell me," because he was like leading him, he was walking with him, and then he hits that low blow on Roman too. This entire roof is about to blow off, and he gives that chair to Seth Rollins, and they recreate the fucking Shield again attack again. He's beating both Punk and Roman, and then Seth, I believe he hits both of them with a stomp, and then he pins Punk.
Yes.
And now Seth Rollins is the new Paul Heyman guy. And holy shit,
Oh,
what a
oh.
match. And that concludes night one, because what the fuck?
Dude, I was not expecting. I was not expecting Heyman to turn. Like I knew Seth was gonna win. I was not expecting him to
I
do
saw the
that, man.
rumors because they were like, maybe Seth goes with Paul, and then I'm like, there's no
Well,
reason
I
for
saw
that.
the theories, but I just
Yeah, there
didn't
was
think it would
so
actually
many theories.
happen.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot of theories like what could happen here, like Paul could leave them all high and dry or whatever. But it was just like I don't know why I didn't think it then, but then afterwards I was like, Paul Heyman's betrayed Punk before. Paul Heyman betrayed Punk for Brock Lesnar. I would not be surprised if Paul Heyman betrayed him again, Lesnar, if he betrayed him again, but then he also gives the double whammy and betrays Roman. So now Paul's a heel again, which he ultimately was
It's good.
still a
Yeah.
heel, but he was pretty much a face with Roman. But
Yeah.
now he's a
He's better.
heel.
He's best when he's a heel.
Yeah, he's best when he's a heel, and now he's. And I know everyone's saying like, "Oh, Seth doesn't need Paul." That's not the point, because if you think
No.
about it, if Roman Reigns, and there's some times that Roman Reigns went without Paul, like if Paul was out, or the first time that he fired Paul, he had so much development that if he didn't have Paul there, I'm not saying that Paul was not necessary in any time as the tribal chief. I loved him being the wise man, but if you think about it, with that development, whatever he came back as, he definitely no one really needed Paul. Punk didn't
Yeah,
even need Paul
Punk
because
and yeah,
no,
because
Paul
Punk's
was
one of the
over.
best
No,
promos ever. Like,
Punk was over, but at the time Brock was gone, and well, Paul was. They've always wanted to work together, and that was an excuse, but it was going to be temporary because Brock was going to be coming back. Seth doesn't need Paul at all either. I get that, but it's an interesting angle, and there's a theory that I have for Raw after Mania when we get there, because there's
oh,
some I know something's happening. I know what's going on here. But that was night
I do
one.
too.
If you have any thoughts before I go into night two, because night two was even.
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, bro. I did see some. I don't know, but a lot of people are saying that was the Living Color thing was like the best live performance at a Mania ever, or best live performance ever in wrestling.
I had a feeling he was going to
Uh,
get it because like it's your first main event of WrestleMania. A video package ain't enough. Give him a live performance, and yeah, they still sound like I forgot that they were that old, but like that song came out in like the 80s, 90s, I believe, but like they
Yeah.
still had it. I thought they were going to perform This Fire Burns. I was like, what? But then I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's Living Color. And I was like, oh, still great. You got both theme songs, but getting to hear This Fire
Yeah.
Burns, I was like, man, maybe he wins. But then I recalled back and I was like, well, Drew McIntyre brought back Broken Dreams at Clash of the Castle. That doesn't mean he's going to win because he was facing Roman, so Roman was
Yeah.
at a time where he couldn't lose. So,
Dream.
and now on to night 2. And it opens with one of the most phenomenal women's matches I've seen in
Oh.
recent years. Io
Oh
Sky
yeah.
versus Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And obviously, our girl retained.
Let's go. Hell yeah,
An
yo.
amazing match. So many spots. Made up for those promos, me getting tired of them shoving her out of the way and Rhea being a whiny crybaby. Obviously, like, yeah, she's the crybaby of the thing, and then them booing Bianca for no reason. Listen, man, this was a stellar match that had me literally, even knowing my predictions, I was rooting for all three of them. I don't even, like, I just love seeing all three of them in this dynamic, and it was amazing. The
Best match
spots,
of all
the
Mania, in my
dude,
opinion.
like, all the spots, all the damn, the moves off the turn, like, just the jumping, the springboards, everything. They all matched each other's chemistry. They all matched each other's movements. They knew exactly what they were doing and what showed how to open the show.
Yep.
But of course, Io retained, and I'm really excited to see what her potential future first feud will be. I kind of got a hint of what it could be,
Mm,
but I'm not gonna mention that until we get to Raw after Mania. But an
yeah.
amazing match. Rhea Ripley. Oh
Truly.
yeah, Rhea Ripley came out looking like the the Batman who laughs.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, she had like literally white face paint on, red lipstick, and she had like this like headdress on that had like these skeleton hands, and like it literally looked like the Batman who laughs.
Yeah. Some people might not
Someone's a
know who
DC
that
fan.
is, but
I could put a image on screen, but if I forget, Google's your best friend. I'll just
yeah.
say it's like the Batman, like literally looks like Joker, but he's got like this like spiky headdress thing on around his eyeballs. I don't even know how he sees through that. I don't even think he does. I don't know how that
I think
works.
he's blind or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it's pretty much like Batman, but Joker, and he laughs.
I mean, the way I've always imagined it is it like stabs into his eyeballs. But
Possibly, yeah. It probably does. But it was really cool.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
I
like Bianca had her normal entrance where like
her
again, I was gonna bring up
stepdaughter.
entrances. Like also this time the champion came out first. I've never seen the champion come out first like that. It doesn't matter, but it was very definitely a change up. But I when I mentioned earlier about entrances, there's it kind of made it predictable in a way that like some of the entrances either told you they were going to lose or they weren't because Bianca had her stepdaughter and a lot of people jump roping with her hair. And then Rhea had that, and then Io just came out normal. She just came out like herself.
Yep.
It's like it's like I'm either looking too far into these entrances or like I don't know. But the CM Punk one made me think like, well, they're giving this man the fucking win, aren't they? Because they're literally just giving this man everything. But it's like it is a good dynamic because even in Tiffany and Charlotte, like she came out like literally in a
Oh
Barbie
yeah,
box, which was a
that was so
cool
cool.
entrance. And then Charlotte comes out random. It's like, what are we like? It's just because even Roman Reigns had an orchestra, which is now his current theme song, an orchestra play his theme. And then Cody Rhodes came out. I don't even know if he wore the mask at the time. I think he did, didn't he? He had. Is that the first time he introduced the skull wing mask or something? I
Sorry,
don't,
what?
the WrestleMania 40 when Roman's entrance he had the orchestra, which is now his current
Oh
theme song,
yeah,
and then I think Cody that's when he debuted the winged skull mask.
I think so.
Yeah, so it's like they had entrances, but
It was
like
a different
Roman,
mask this year though.
yeah, like oh yeah, this one was insane. But Roman like had his shit and it's like he's making like oh you're giving him like a godlike entrance, and he's probably going to win. But now it's the opposite. It's like oh if they got like a crazy entrance, then they're probably losing. But I was like, I don't look too far into it, but like it's a dynamic you notice where one person has something better than the other. One has more pyro, and the other person comes out and they're just like, oh, it's just like Gunther came out random. He was just like didn't even.
Oh yeah.
The man was angry the whole time, probably because he knew he was losing. Even though
I don't think he. I don't think he has an
he
issue.
respects
Yeah.
people. I'm sure he respects Jay, and they definitely hug backstage. So we'll probably see a video package 6 months down the line of like behind the scenes of WrestleMania 41, and he's probably hugging Jay.
Yeah.
um.
And there's probably Travis Scott back
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Don't even remind me.
there.
No hate to the guy, but dude, get him out of. Anyways. Um. The Sin City Street Fight. Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre defeats Damian Priest
Like he should have.
in a match that I was not excited for until the drama and the promos and stuff and the interactions made it a little bit better.
They did the best with what they were given.
Yeah, they did the best. Like there wasn't too crazy. Like it was the name is just it's just another like special name for Extreme Rules. That's pretty much what it was. There was tables. There were I can't even remember if they had a trash can. There was one match or something that had a trash can.
They had a trash can.
They didn't make it to the no the one which match did they who went into the crowd? It wasn't them, was it?
I think it was them.
Yeah, I think they went into the crowd. Yeah, they went into the crowd and stuff and beat each other
No,
up
no,
that
no,
way.
no. That was Jade and Naomi.
They went into the crowd. Okay.
Wait, no, it wasn't because they can't go in the crowd. Was because that was a normal match. What match? It must have been this match.
It definitely no. It was
right?
Seth Rollins. They went into the Seth Rollins triple threat. They went into the crowd. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
go with this one. They stayed around the ring pretty much. Like they threw, they had that table spot where they set up two tables and they don't use it for like half of the match. And you remember it's still there, but then you forget. And then like, because I literally forgot, he pushed them into the tables and I was like, oh, that's still
that
there.
was a crazy spot.
Oh, crazy spots, dude. Like beat the living shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And then Drew McIntyre ended it with propping him up with a wedge chair in the turnbuckle and hit him with a claymore. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre redeemed his win-loss streak, and now he's on not a winning streak, but he started his winning streak again. Great match. Honestly, like it wouldn't necessarily need to be your typical Mania match, but I mean, it was nice to have Drew on the card and Damian because if you look back, Damian is the reason why Drew is no longer World Heavyweight Champion. He came out and cashed in on him, so like it was good to bring that back as like a feud. Let's clean up this loose end because I think they planned that feud at some point, but the Punk feud was in the way, so this was their way of like, hey, remember this happened? Like, so it was a good way to tie up that loose end. But it was a good match. It was a good match. Damian, it made sense for Damian to really take that loss.
Yeah,
for Drew.
It did. Because Damian hadn't lost. I don't think he's been pinned in like 8 months.
I think he's been pinned since Gunther, but that was also
SummerSlam, actually.
Yeah, that was an interference, however. But yeah, so great match, great match.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is the highlight of the night. The IC title fatal 4-way.
And my boy, Dom, dirty Dom, dirty Dom. Hell yeah, my guy, he fucking won. Finally, my favorite wrestler of all time has his first singles title on the main roster.
I don't even have to say it.
Go.
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio defeated the odds of Penta, Braun Breaker, and his Judgment Day buddy, Finn Balor. And yes, we say that intentionally because he pinned Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Yes, he finned Finn Balor. What? See what I did there? No,
Yes,
no, an amazing moment. Literally, even before the match got its climax, they were chanting his name just like he was. That's probably the one time that I'm starting to get used to the sing-along name of a wrestler chants. I don't know, maybe I was being too selfish to gatekeep that, like, oh, only the European, but in a way you got to think about it, they did kind of take that, the American crowd.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that's going to be a universal thing now. For wrestling fans,
Probably.
you couldn't put it past me if they started doing that in Saudi, depending
Yeah.
on how many people in Saudi can speak English well.
Sami Zayn.
I mean, honestly, I mean, I feel like it's going to become universal. Like, honestly, like if it's happening, it's happening. I shouldn't get pissy over it, but they're having
I mean,
fun.
it makes
But
an easy way to chant most people's names.
honestly, yeah, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns, and now Dirty Dom. Um, they could do more in the future. I think they did Michael Cole this past on the Raw. They were doing Michael Cole on Raw.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, everyone's getting a taste. As long as you have
Yeah.
at least, I guess, 2 syllables in your first name and then 1 syllable in your next name, you're gonna get that sing along chant. So that's pretty much it. Um, so yeah, he is now the IC champion. The crowd was erupting. It was amazing through all of it. Braun Breaker obviously was tearing through people for that first half, but Finn
Yeah.
Balor set up his coup de grace, hit the coup de grace, tried to pin who he didn't, because they didn't even pin Braun.
Braun
Yeah,
tried
he
to
hit it
pin
on
Braun.
Braun, and then after, oh yeah, no, we're not even talking about that. Before that, he said Dom didn't give a shit at that point. He wanted to win gold. He set up Finn for the 619. That was
And
probably the
he
most jaw
almost
dropping
did it.
moment before him winning. But Finn
Yeah.
caught him, and then Finn said, "Fuck this shit. I'm not hiding my act anymore." And he started, beating up Dom. And I was like, "Well, is this a turn here?" And I was like, "Oh," but then after that happened, everyone else gets involved, and then like I said, he set up Braun for the coup de grace, hits the coup de grace, tries to pin. Dom comes in with a frog splash because at one point there was a spot where he was going to hit the frog splash, and I believe someone knocked him down and caused him to, hit his crotch on the turnbuckle. So Finn took that opportunity to hit the coup de grace, and then obviously they recreated the finish for the women's, which I'm like not too upset about, because sometimes they do recreate spots for men and women matches.
Yeah.
Because how Io won is that Bianca hit the KOD on Rhea while she hit the 2 count. Io Sky hit the over the moonsault and pinned Bianca.
Bianca. Yeah.
And so now this time around, Dominic hits the frog splash and pins Finn. So like it was kind of cool to see like them replicate that. I don't necessarily complain about it, but if there's too much, I will complain. But it was actually a nice little callback because they did the kind of the same spot, but in a fatal four
Yeah.
way. What else? You need to make those moments because
Tree.
that's the best thing. And he pinned Finn out of all people, so like you think there would be tension, but Raw kind of had it. But we'll get into Raw. We still got
Yeah.
to finish night 2, but
But dude, Dom, when he won, when the crowd was chanting his name and cheering him after he won, I was crying, bro. I was screaming, I was crying.
I
I was
think you
like,
took a brief moment and you were silent like after a little bit. Like I was talking and stuff, and um, my partner E was there. And she I've gotten her. She's become a fan. Uh, um, yeah, crazy weekend. Got someone to be a fan of WWE and got to witness all this. But yeah, you were quiet for a little bit because like I could genuinely tell like you were like tearing up a bit. Very very happy. He deserves it. He even ran back into the ring to get cheered again. He was
hell
happy,
yeah.
dude. Like they were happy for him, and even like the match he had on Raw, like we'll get into, like he even still had
He was
cheers.
still
Like
getting cheered.
there's
Yes.
some boos probably, but like they actually genuinely enjoy him as a champion. So
Yeah, because for
he
me,
deserves
it's
it.
like I ever since I started watching wrestling, and Dom was the reason I got into wrestling. So I've only ever seen him like get booed because even when he was a face, he was still getting booed because people didn't like the nepo baby shit, right? So
Yeah,
it was like he's just been getting booed for so long, and now even at when he's a now that he's a even still he's a heel, but he gets cheered and he gets the love and recognition that he deserves that I've seen in him for ages, and it just feels so good, so good.
that's the same with Rhea when she was like near her end. She was getting cheered even though she was still technically a heel. Um, at that end of the Judgment Day, like she was still a heel,
Yeah.
but they were cheering her because they were actually enjoying her more most likely than hating her. Because in the beginning they didn't like her. Well, they liked her, but like they were like booing because she was the bad guy.
Yeah.
But I think after her beating Charlotte at Mania is when they started to enjoy her. Because one, they didn't like Charlotte, but two, they were like they're enjoying this character. And people were starting to appreciate heels more than anything. The same thing with Roman. Like Roman was a heel, but they loved to hate him and hate to love. So like that's the same thing going on with Cena here. Is that they're enjoying it, but they're also like you have to play along and boo. Obviously, you're not going to cheer for a heel all the time. Um, but phenomenal match. Um,
Yeah, I mean, by the way, people who don't know, I'm like the loudest person ever when watching wrestling, especially during PLEs. Like, just ask this guy. He and he doesn't even really know because he can't fucking hear me because my mic
no,
peaked.
your mic
But
peaks,
yeah.
but I know I had to deafen sometimes during that because man, you were with the crowd and you would keep going, and I'm like, I wonder where he's gonna stop, and I would deafen, not just because like I was annoyed. I was like, well, there were some times when like a wrestler comes out and I do want to hear the theme song. You would sing along, but I was fine with it. But then sometimes I'd be like, I want to hear this song. Shush. But like you're
Yeah.
a fan. It's like you're obviously doing what you do at home, but it's also Mania. Our adrenaline was rushing each night. We weren't even planning before. We weren't even going to watch night two together. I think night two was going to be like a casual for us, but we were like, all
Yeah.
three of us were like, we're going to watch it together. Let's go. And
Mhm.
like we gave each other a break for Raw. We gave each other, or he watched NXT, so we gave each other a break because we knew we were going to talk about this today. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
we're burned out. Give each other a couple of days, and then talk about it today. And then he's gonna leave me alone for the next.
Yeah.
But the next match after that is like I see what they were doing here. Like they were throwing title matches in between. AJ Styles is amazing, man. I hate that he lost to Logan. Uh,
Yeah. Me too.
I mean, it sucks that it is, but I guess there's storytelling there because Karrion Cross. Well, first off, the Jeff guy got involved in the match. This was a good match because they had their spots, they had their springboarding, they saved each other, they caught each other, they knew exactly what they were doing.
It was underwhelming for me, I'm
It
gonna
was
be honest.
underwhelming given from like it didn't need to be on the match card at all, but
Yeah, I feel
the
like a
finish,
SmackDown.
yeah, it was a finish that you would see finish on Raw because it's obviously setting
Mhm.
up for a bigger storyline. So Karrion Cross or the one of Logan Paul's friends, Jeff comes in, tries to give him the brass knuckles, which is kind of a dumb spot given that like Logan is literally like in the
Yeah.
center of the ring and the ref is like looking right at Jeff. Karrion Cross pops up out of nowhere like the devil himself, grabs the brass knuckles, is like, nah, dude.
Wait, it's also a dumb spot because apparently his fist is whatever, fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
I was gonna say like the titanium fish shit is stupid. The one lucky punch. But the thing is, it's not a blunt object. I feel like the brass makes that one lucky punch stronger than it is. I don't know, but I
But
guess they
what's
had
the
to. I guess they had to
difference
do.
if they're
Well,
both
they
metal?
had to do
Like,
something to make people hate Logan because Logan cheats. He could have done so many things, but I think like in a way he believes that the brass knuckles
just
and
get
the
rid of the one lucky punch or only
yeah,
use
he
it
doesn't
with the
need that.
brass
He
knuckles.
only had that during Roman's shit with him and Roman, and then he just continued it. It's annoying. It's like you said, Big Show's
And
WMD. I get it.
yeah,
Big Show
worst
has a.
finisher ever,
I get
bro.
it. Big Show has a giant fist, but why don't you just keep doing the choke slam or his slaps and shit? Like,
Also,
um,
makes no sense. If one punch does it, then when you punch someone in a match, doesn't that also mean it should do the exact same
that's
thing?
what I'm saying.
'Cause,
Like, I get
like,
it. They don't really punch each other, but like, he's already punching people with that same hand, but then he does it when you're not expecting it. It wins you the match or it helps you win.
yeah, exactly.
And then like yeah, I like
Makes no
his
sense.
Impulverizer. It's a good move. It's a good. And they know how to sell it. It's just like it just is setting up for a future thing with Karrion Cross and him trying to get into AJ's head, and he was
Yep.
there, and then he was just trying to get AJ to turn to the dark side, if you will, and he didn't do it. Um, so yeah, that shouldn't have been on the card. That could have been like a Raw match or something, and it could have led to
Yeah.
something better.
You know what should have been on Raw though? I don't know why they didn't show it. That fucking interview he had after Mania, bro, or
He
whatever it
had
was.
so yeah,
Like,
he did it the same day Raw, I believe. Well, because he had the same shirt on, so like I feel like he did it before Raw went on the air. Because he had the same shirt on, he had the same hair, and Scarlett had the same outfit on. So I think they did a podcast or something before that went on, because it was filmed by WWE. You saw the watermark.
yeah.
He hit a work shoot promo on AJ Styles or no Logan Paul, and then he even like did it on WWE. I
It
thought
felt
this
like
man was I
Miz back in the day, when
yeah,
he
I
went
thought this man was
off
quitting the
on
WWE. I thought
Daniel
he was
Bryan.
actually I thought he was
Yeah.
genuinely tired of the product and he was going to be gone. But then you see the WWE watermark. WWE, I think, retweeted it. So it's definitely a work shoot, but it was a great one. And I hope that, and
Yeah.
people have been retweeting it, talking about it. I hope that solidifies something for him. I think they did this to make him, I think he's getting back into that more devastating, menacing carrying cross, and we're
I
about to
hope
see that
so.
shit. We're about to, because he was even like that on Raw after Mania. He was backstage, pissed off, ready to go. Not saying he's gonna
Yeah.
shave his head, but like we're about to see some new shit happening, and I'm ready. I'm ready for it because I'm ready for Karrion Cross to get back in the ring,
He
more
needs that
matches than usual.
push.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, that was a Logan Paul match,
Yeah.
and then Randy Orton comes out and he's talking, and they show a video package on. A lot of people got a lot of video packages this week. It's crazy. 20th WrestleMania. This man's out there vibing. He's like, you know what? I'm here. I told you I was going to be here. I'm here to do a match. Somebody come out. Say his name, and he appeared. Joe
I
Hendry.
believe in Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry shocked the world, making his first WrestleMania debut to be Randy Orton's open challenger. Erupted all over the damn
Oh,
place. Everyone's waving their hands, clapping, just vibing in. This man is like, this man's got goosebumps. Just this big crowd, bigger than Rumble. Like the craziest part, he was at Rumble this year, and now this. Uh,
he
it,
was even on
he was even on
NXT
NXT this week.
last
Yeah,
year
he was
and
on,
last
and
year.
then he was on NXT. Yeah, he was all over NXT last year, and then this year he shows up again on NXT. Um, It
Yeah.
was a short match. It was not. I'm not going to call it a squash match. It definitely wasn't a berry match. It was a fun match. They had fun
Yeah.
together.
It was everything it needed to be.
Yes, I understand. Randy would have definitely had a great match with Kevin. They definitely would have had a great match together. But this was the only thing I could think of because everyone was talking about Aleister Black. I'm like, he's literally showing up this Friday, and then
Yeah.
Rusev, who we'll talk about soon. And then all the other like possibilities, and I get it, people want Nick Aldis, but I feel like if they're gonna do that, they're gonna give that to us one day. It's not going
I
to,
like a proper
but
feud.
probably
Yeah.
not at all. We don't know because Aldis didn't even show up on Mania. Neither did Pierce, but they rarely do.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I liked it. Joe Hendry hit his pose, got hit with an RKO, got pinned, and then Randy Orton hit his own version of Joe Hendry pose, and it was good. I liked it. It was a fun match. It was a nice little like fun sweetener in the middle. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, it was like, oh, it was short as hell. Oh, it shouldn't have happened. No, it was fun. Have fun, dude.
Hell
Literally,
yeah.
like two matches before the main event. Like, come on. Like, Randy's there to have a good time. Randy's there for a long to stay. He does at this point. Randy has done so much in his career. That was probably the best moment of his life right there in his 20th WrestleMania. Just because it's your
Yeah.
20th does not mean you need to fight like a legend or it's just that's just something that had to happen. And also they were scrambling for figuring shit out and they made the call for him and it was like, "Hey,
Hmm.
let's do it."
Yeah.
I I,
Also,
I enjoyed it.
people who are saying Joe Hendry's buried or whatever, he's not. Like this actually helps Joe Hendry more than anything
He
else.
gets to
This
say that,
puts
yeah, he even said it in the promo versus Trick. He was like, he was like, yeah, I took an RKO, but I did it on the grand stage of WrestleMania. He literally gets to say that he debuted at WrestleMania, the first TNA guy to debut at WrestleMania. He's the first one.
Yep.
So like, There's nothing you can. Yeah, I got RKO'd. Okay, I had fun while doing it. I had the whole
Yeah.
world. He had the whole world in a chokehold. Like, dude.
Plus, gives more awareness to TNA. It shows like people who don't know about TNA. Well, now they do. They see
Yeah.
him as a TNA champion.
Also,
They
yeah.
see him. They're like, oh, maybe I'll go watch that.
Yeah. Say that again. He's TNA champion. If anything, this makes his cred in TNA bigger and his presence in WWE even better.
Hmm.
Just because Randy Orton, who is a legend himself, pins your TNA guy, who you already know is definitely not going to win, because it's rare for TNA guys to win something unless you're signed over like Jordan Grace is. She's a part of WWE now, so that's a whole different story. So it doesn't matter if he wins or he loses. The moment is there. It's etched into your brain forever now as a WrestleMania moment. That's going to be on the headlines for the next couple of weeks. He
Yeah,
Even when he showed up the first time on NXT and he was eliminated, what, 5 minutes into that battle royale, he was
5 seconds.
he was okay, 5 seconds. He was still there. He
Yeah,
was still there. He still made a moment. If you make a moment, then you're doing something right. Like, it doesn't matter. He's not buried. He's obviously gonna get carried more now, more than anything. And whenever his contract may end on TNA, he's definitely gonna go over to WWE.
as soon as it ends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as soon as it ends, yeah.
clearly.
I mean, depending on the
Or if
merger.
they
And if
buy
they
it,
if they buy it,
like
then he can just show up whenever he wants. But
yeah,
nobody understands how over he is, and it's like, this is not a burial. It's a fucking it's an opportunity. So that was amazing. I
yeah.
don't care what anyone
It
says.
was
That
the
was a fun
second
match.
loudest I was the entire Mania
Yeah,
weekend, bro.
and
I
we
was
even talked
popping
about it.
off.
We even talked about it beforehand. Like, even during predictions, like, we'd be upset if it was Joe Hendry, because we did want Aldis, but Joe Hendry showing up because we didn't think it was going to happen changed our entire
Yeah,
perspective.
true.
He was going off, and he was
Yeah,
singing the theme.
I was
I had to
I
deafen.
was standing on my chair, swinging my arms like an
I
idiot.
had to, yeah, I had to deafen because I was like, am I, you know, and it's just like, it was amazing. Like, it changed my whole perspective. I'm like, I'm glad he's here. I couldn't have thought anyone better, because, like, an open challenge is like, you gotta hope it's someone that, like, it makes sense for him to, like, pin. Because if you brought out like a Lesnar, because people were like, Brock Lesnar, I'm like, no. If you brought out Lesnar, well, then you're giving Lesnar the win, obviously.
Yeah, and Randy needed to win.
Yeah.
So,
And speaking of not needing to win, Liv and Raquel originally
oh
versus
boy.
Lyra Valkyria and Bailey. Bailey got attacked during the pre-show, or whatever. Becky Lynch returned. I'm fine with her
Woo!
returning. Becky Lynch is a legend in the women's division right now. She's literally a veteran. The decision was stupid because we both had chosen Liv and Raquel to retain. And we're going to tell you how
Yeah.
stupid that is, because a lot of shit happened the last 2 days that was the most stupidest booking I've ever seen in my life. So
Yeah.
because she's there, because it's Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria won the tag team titles. She looked great. She's been training, she's been working out. Looks a little bit like, I'm not saying she was unhealthy, but like, looks in a healthier state than she did when she left, because she was stressed and she left to, like, be with her daughter, have some mom time, but she looks great. The match was actually good. It's just that, have
Yeah.
that feeling in the back of your head where you know where this is going to go. And this is one of those instances where I thought the decision has been changed. Now,
Yeah.
Bailey was kayfabe injured
Indeed.
because, and funny thing is, a interview with Chris Van Vliet just dropped with her.
I know, I watched
Even
it.
though it was predated, it's way back before the WrestleMania. I think I'm pretty sure it's before.
It was before.
Yeah, makes it clear that this isn't the first time there's a decision's been made on it. I think this is the most disrespectful thing to Bailey.
Yeah.
At least you could have had her there. You could have had
True.
her in that match or something, and then something happens and Becky comes out to save. You didn't need to completely remove her.
Or hear me out. Just have Bailey versus Roxanne on the card because they're setting that up, and
Roxanne kind of got a
they
moment. Yeah,
dropped it.
Roxanne could have got a moment. Or you could have just had like Lyra versus Bailey, like rematch that. Like you didn't even. Yeah, you want
Yeah.
at least to have Liv on there because Liv is one of the top women right now. You could have just literally just done something else. But
Yeah.
instead, they said, fuck it, Becky's here. Let's bring this is a way to bring her back. And I believe it's so disrespectful to Bailey from Triple H's booking decision.
Wait,
And
did you see? Did you see Did you see the interview where Triple H was like, "I promise you, Bailey will be fine."
yeah, that just sounded like yeah. I, and that's what I'm saying. Like you're speaking on her behalf because you clearly don't know what she really feels, and everyone feels bad for her because now they're like wondering like what her time with WWE is going to be like. That the fact that she's not only wasn't on Mania after being the winner of the Rumble last year, having a title reign, and then coming into this thinking maybe she could become tag team champion with Lyra. I would have been fine, even though I knew the decision would have been Liv and Raquel. But now I felt because they brought Bailey in, or Becky in, I automatically would have disqualified that match if I thought about it. Because when these things kind of happen, like from our predictions, because when these things kind of happen, it's like it's random. Because we had
Yeah.
our predictions locked in for Liv and Raquel, but Bailey was on the card, and then it randomly was like, oh, she's out now the day of Mania,
Yeah.
so we couldn't change anything. And then Becky comes out, and our prediction still stood. It was Liv and Raquel, and then Becky and Lyra win.
Mm-hmm.
All because it's
Yeah.
Becky. Becky's going to come back. She's not going to take a loss at Mania. That's not how that works. No. I can't say that the decision wasn't Bailey and Lyra, but to completely have this storyline between Bailey and Lyra, then she fights for the championship, she loses, and then she takes on an alliance to take on Liv and Raquel, and then write her out of Mania is the most disrespectful shit. And now I can see why her mood was the way it was when she was at Hall of Fame. Not only was she probably tired, but she was probably pissed the fuck off that she had to be there for that, but could not be in action. There's definitely a bigger story behind this, but I know damn well it wasn't her. She didn't have a choice. I really
Yeah.
hope that something changes for her. And if he says she'll be fine, you better be fucking pushing her to the moon, or you give her that IC title. Something. I know Becky's going for it. Becky doesn't even need it. She's had so many
Well, Bailey
titles.
doesn't need it either, but let's
But
be
yeah,
honest.
but now at this point, it's like you need to give her something. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna take away her Mania spot, you better have fucking promised her something this year, at least, dude. That's because that's just messed up. Like,
Yeah. Can I give my 2 cents?
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going off, but
um. So I think. Also, first off, I just want to say, everyone, don't hate on Becky. Don't like send hate towards her just because she took Bailey's spot. At the end of the day, it's most likely not her fault.
no,
So
I was one of those people. I went off and he had to correct me, and I realized, yeah, it's booking, it's not the star. And she definitely wasn't back there and like, oh, so Bailey's on the card? No, 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 no. It definitely wasn't her. I'm sure in a way she probably was like, oh, this is cool to be back, but it's like thinking about it, it's like they made a decision. I have to do this.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
technically they can argue, but I'm pretty sure like it's Mania. Like, oh, well, we need to do this now. Like, show must
yeah.
go on.
But yeah, so I think I was like looking at so after Monday Night Raw, and I was like calmed down. I was like, because I was mad when it first happened, but I calmed down and I was like, okay, it makes sense to turn Becky heel. It's gonna be cool to have that as Lyra's first IC title feud. It's actually probably going to be a really good feud. I think it's great to turn Becky heel, but the only issue is why not just turn her heel at Mania instead of making them win, then drop the titles less than 24 hours later?
Yeah,
Like that's the only issue. But I was still fine with it at that point. I was like, okay, whatever. They win the titles, they lose it. Sure, give another accolade to Becky or whatever. I don't care. But then it came Tuesday. Come Tuesday, right?
Von Wagner.
And I was like, all right, makes sense, to have I was like, okay, sweet. Liv and Raquel get them so then they can lose them to Tatum and Gigi. And then it goes to NXT. And then they didn't. They didn't lose. And now I'm mad. I'm real
Yeah,
mad.
even before we get to the main event, like, yeah, Raw after Mania, pretty much, yeah, Becky and Lyra, they were obviously their rematch, and then they lose it and then Becky blames it on Lyra, like, dude, y'all were both just got unlucky. It's the dumbest thing, and now, like, they believe and there's hopes that this hill run for Becky is better than her last, because her last hill run was just, I'm better than all of you. Big Time Bex was like her name at the time.
Wasn't she
Like,
still getting cheered when she was a heel
no,
last time?
she was getting booed. She was
Ah,
getting booed because it was boring. It was a terrible run. I think she just dethroned either Bianca or it was Rhea Ripley at the time, because Rhea was. This was when the Raw Women's Championship was still around, when it was still a red belt, or it might have just been the
yes.
women's. Because I remember we had an argument over like what Bianca held, like the women's, but it just happened to be red. But it wasn't. Yeah, I think the women's red was already retired at the time, because like there was feuds that she was in with like Piper Niven. There was like one time. Well, at the time she was called Dewdrop because Vince McMahon is, he likes to make fun of fat, big women, and that's his way of saying she's fat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I'm glad her name's not Dewdrop
me neither.
anymore. And
Yeah,
even
that
though I
that
know,
awful name.
and even though I know the match at Clash was just a way to, because Piper is from the UK, that was a good match. I'm glad she got to shine because she is good, and I've seen her indie stuff. She's great. She needs to be pushed more, but um, wouldn't even care if she was like a damn tag team champion with Alba Fire. I wouldn't even care because she actually is good. They're just not treating her right. But um, where was I?
Lyra,
Oh
Becky,
yeah,
Liv, Raquel.
yeah. It's just like like the first run as heel, it sucked because no one cared. But like this time around, it's like there's definitely a motive here, and it's probably for the IC title. I don't know what the overall motive is here, but I know it's not going to be a heel turn of like, oh, I'm better than you. It's just going to be like, no more Miss Nice, the man. So we'll have to
Yeah.
see what it is. But now I guess there's going to be a feud with Lyra, and it kind of pushes Lyra because Lyra is going to be feuding with a veteran, obviously, in the women's locker room, and they're both, two Irish women, coming together and facing off against each other. So this will definitely push Lyra to the moon. Can't say that, if the decision is going to be for Lyra to be dethroned. I hope that's not the case. I really hope this is just like,
No,
let's
definitely
push
not.
her and let her defeat Becky maybe and see where it goes, because I know Triple H is not for
Oh,
burying
maybe.
talent, so we could see,
Yeah.
but we shall see. But that
We
was
forgot to
that.
talk about a Mania match.
Well, yeah, I wasn't done. I was just saying before we got into that. I wanted to
No,
start.
no, we forgot one. We forgot one on night one, brother.
How am I forgetting? Jey Uso,
Jade
Nuna.
Cargill versus Naomi. That was a
Damn,
hard match, bro.
damn it. Okay, I remember. Yeah, because I was looking. I was like, there's some matches missing. Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. Not no hate to women. We just my notes I typed all around everything, and there was
Nah,
just
you
so
hate
much.
women.
Yeah, I do.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
don't clip that. I don't listen. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Jade Cargill obviously got the upper hand. We knew that was going to happen because she's the hero of the story.
Yeah,
Um,
best non-title feud though. I
Best
think
non-title feud.
for Mania.
Naomi had a great entrance. Debuted a new theme song that I don't even want to give Def Rebel credit to because it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
She had her obvious like evil villain caution tape, outfit. Jade came out like fucking Zeus or Athena, whatever you want to say, but like she came out like a goddess pretty much. Great match, like as a singles match, no stipulation. A great match, a lot of cool spots, a lot of cool moves. I loved it. It was a great way to potentially end the feud or either continue it. I think for now it's going to be on hold, and definitely Naomi, or they may get back into the Bianca stuff because Bianca, and Jade haven't really had much interaction. They just
Yeah.
they see each other, but there's not much interaction there. So we'll see what happens there. Um, some people still think Bianca's involved, but I really don't think she is. But
Yeah.
that
I
was a good
I
match.
honestly, yeah, it was a good match. That's all,
Sorry
really.
that we
I think it
forgot
was
it.
a good
Yeah,
match.
there was just a lot on those cards, man. Like I looked at my notes,
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, that's right. Nothing else. Nope, no women, no more women, no more women. Nobody else matters. No. Um
In the end.
it doesn't even. And now into the final match of night 2.
Oh God.
John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. And John Cena debuts a new Titantron. Comic
Which is cool.
Sans or Arial font, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's just completely black, John Cena and bold white text, nothing else. It's funny seeing that with the same theme song, but he pretty much debuted the all black look, even though he debuted that on SmackDown. All black attire, still blue jorts though. Came out, does the same shit he always does. Holds the last time is now behind his head. I like how he holds it behind his head now
Yeah.
because now he's like pretty much doing the "you can't see me" thing. You can't see what I like. Literally doing what he said he was going to do, where he wasn't going to give us what we want. So comes to the ring, does his usual thing. Resting bitch face because he doesn't smile anymore.
He ain't got no smile on that body.
Cody Rhodes comes out, debuts an Iron
Cody
Man,
Rhodes.
Iron Man Nightmare, American Nightmare
Yeah,
mask, and
dude. What the fuck?
literally,
That was sick.
I don't even know how you controlled that. Like, do they? I wonder how they like you control with
Yeah.
your brain or something. I don't know. Came out,
I
had a great like entrance. It was
mean,
simple.
it's probably electronics, like mechanics, but I
Yeah,
mean, no, it's probably just a simple pulley system, actually.
yeah,
So,
something.
if you don't know, I took a class, I took a few classes of like mechanical engineering or
Yeah,
something like that. Wait, no, robotics. I took a few robotics classes. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah, I
because
don't remember shit.
I noticed like these mechanisms because people have been making Iron Man like masks before, and this was really cool to see. Like, I guess like it's like maybe a muscle movement or something that you like do in that mask to make it open or something, but I can't really tell. But it just was
Yeah,
really cool. It was like a winged skull mask. It looked better than the one that he debuted with at WrestleMania 40 and any of the iterations that he's had. Like, because one of them was like way too big on his head and made it look goofy, but then this one like fit
yeah,
his head size and it opened
yeah. He had
up
one at
and
SummerSlam, right?
yeah. And then like his outfit I enjoyed. Like he had like velvet looking like ring tights on and stuff, like a damn red carpet looking like tights on. But all I can say is this match was in a way between the moves and stuff, getting to see John move more frequently and stuff than he even did in Elimination Chamber, and his last singles match was good.
Yeah.
The finish was fucking awful.
Oh my god,
The finish was complete
horrible.
dog shit. And learning some shit this week from what The Rock has said makes this match even ending worse now.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Um, but before we even get to that, we'll finish this off. But yeah, so pretty much all their putting all their stuff in. They made Cody strong in this match. This man was already trying to get out of the STF even before it was locked in. Like he gets locked in, he's already fighting out of it. He's crawling to the ropes. Cena keeps pulling him back. There's some crossroads. There's some attitude adjustments. There's even one. There's an avalanche attitude adjustment off the top rope. Um, yeah, and then halfway between that match, Travis Scott comes out.
No, it was
On
like a few minutes at the end, not
a
even
few minutes
halfway
at the end,
through.
yeah, because like pretty much all it was like in the beginning they literally were like doing small little grabs and being very slow and
Which was good. I saw people hating on that. I like
no, I
that.
like when they do that because like they did that with Roman, like they stand there for a couple of minutes and they started off slow.
Yeah, it's more traditional
Cena's
wrestling.
matches have always been like that. I don't know why anyone's acting like it's a new thing. Cena has always, and if he's in a main event, they bask in the atmosphere. They start off slow, and then Cena's old school, and also him and Cody have had the same kind of, move set coming up in a way that like he does it all the time. It's just it's not as fast as like the last matches that Cody's been in. was a slow build up, and then middle they're hitting all their big moves and stuff, and all of that and everything. And near the end, Travis Scott comes out. Just Travis Scott. There's no sign of The Rock. No
I
final
think The Rock's
boss.
gonna come out with him, but nope.
Yeah, we all think The
Just
Rock's gonna
Travis
come out
Scott.
there, and like people were expecting too much here. I even saw rumors of like,
I know I was. But...
yeah. Well, it's just because WrestleMania 40 ended in such a crazy cinematic experience that people wanted it again. Because if you think about it, people came out to help Cody, and John was one of those people. Nobody came to help out Cody this time. But this wasn't a bloodline rules match, or there was no bloodline. And also, people, in a way, I would assume, believed Cody could have handled this shit. But Travis
Yeah.
Scott walks as slow as The Undertaker as his. I'm sorry, I'm not hating on him. I don't like the theme song. I don't like that
Me
song.
neither.
I don't like Fiend or whatever how you say it. I don't like the song. And
Fiend.
only because it's been blasted in our ears even before WrestleMania season started.
It's been blasted for like the past year, bro.
They would play it during Raw. I thought it was the Raw's theme song, but apparently it's Mania's theme song.
It
but,
is Raw's theme song.
Well, it's Raw and Mania apparently now, but
yeah,
it blasted in our ears so many months leading up to this. It just got annoying because I don't listen to him like that, and I'm not going to hate on anyone who listens to him. Listen to who you want to listen to, but it just was so annoying. And then he's taking forever to get down to that ring. I get the ramp was long, but like run or speed walk. And he had his damn hardcore champion. I still don't even understand how he even got the hardcore belt. He's not even. I don't know, but he came out. No sign of Rock. He tries to interfere. Cena, in a way, looks like he's trying to get Travis to hit him, even though he doesn't. But then again, the spot doesn't make any sense because if Travis hit him, Cena would have lost to disqualification.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what was going on there. Of course, Cody broke out of that.
Well, the ref got knocked down.
Yeah, the ref. Oh yeah, the ref got knocked down. We got a Roman spot. Got pushed into the ref. Cena pushed Cody into the ref, I think, or is the other way around. The ref got knocked out because he hit his back on the turnbuckle. Like, oh my god. That happened. Cody, I believe, hit Crossroads or something, or somebody hit something, and then they counted to 10 like they always do.
And that's when Travis came out.
And then that's when Travis came out. Referee was still dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, Cody got his revenge and he hit Travis with the Crossroads, who sold it all right, but then refused to roll out of the ring as if he was trying to steal the spotlight. Cody was trying to roll him out of the ring, and this man was stiff as a log, not moving. I'm like, dude, get out of there. You've done your part. And then while that's happening, John goes and gets the WWE title belt.
No, you're 2 steps ahead. Then Cody hits John Cena with another Crossroads.
Right.
He goes for the pin. The ref starts counting. Then Travis pulls the ref out.
Yes, Travis pulls the ref out. And obviously that doesn't go for disqualification because you're hitting the ref, and that's still interference. That happens. And then John, I believe, gets the belt, right? Does he hit another move? Oh, no, I think he hits another AA.
Oh, he might.
Yeah, I think he hits another attitude adjustment. And then he goes and gets the title belt. And, no. Cody catches him, and Cody gets the belt back from him. And then John tells him to hit him with the belt, but Cody resists. I think this is before Travis gets involved. We didn't get to that part. Cody resists, so that's how the belt gets in the ring. And then the Travis thing. And then after John, I believe, hits another attitude adjustment, he's got the belt in his hand. He's revving it up, about to hit him, and he hits John. And then he pulls the ref in the ring, and through all this time, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
My jaw was on the floor because not only because John finally did it, but because of how that match ended. You mean to tell me, after nearly 3 years of fighting the ultimate fight to get that belt under the Rhodes name, fighting through the likes of Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar in a triple rivalry match, one of the biggest dudes on the roster during that time, beating him 2 out of the 3 matches, then going through everything he's gone through with Kevin Owens, Solo Sikoa, AJ Styles, all of the dudes that he's faced, and he loses to the fucking thing that he tried to win for 2 years. I get it, it's a blunt object, but that is the finish? And yeah, I've recently since I've happened, I understand why it happened because John Cena said a long time ago that he was going to ruin wrestling, that he wasn't going to give us what we wanted. But
Still dumb.
sometimes in a storyline, you don't need to make that a reality. You could have made that finish
Yeah.
a good finish. Just because John says he was going to do it, that doesn't excuse shit. They didn't know how to
Mhm.
end that damn match, and now learning that The Rock was on the Pat McAfee show recently, and he said that he deliberately was not going to be at WrestleMania because there was no reason for him to be there. Then come to find out, the only reason he was at Elimination Chamber was because the sales were down. When I don't think they were. I think they were still up. That's the whole reason that he wasn't there. So he set up a storyline and he left WWE to pick up the pieces. So
Yeah.
he literally was in Hawaii as WrestleMania was happening. We didn't get shit from him. So that whole match ending like that was not just because John Cena is going to ruin wrestling for you. It's because they didn't know what the fuck to do because The Rock left them hanging. So like it makes that match even worse now knowing The Rock had no plans to be there at all. So why the fuck would you send in Travis when he's literally one of The Rock's lackeys? He's the final boss's servant. It's the stupidest shit. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah. There's 2 easy ways to fix this match. And I'll tell you them both right now. If either of these things happened, the match would have been fine. Everyone would have gone like, yeah, okay, makes sense. John Cena's 17th world champ. We're cool. I mean, I think John Cena winning is the correct choice and a good thing. I can't wait to see where it goes. But the ending was awful to that match. And the easy way to fix it is just don't have Travis Scott. Because when you bring Travis Scott out, that makes everybody expect, oh, we're getting The Rock.
I know.
We're
I was
getting this
waiting for
person.
the
We're getting
you
this person. But if you don't bring Travis Scott out and they just have a normal match and John Cena wins, then nothing changes. And it's just like, oh, yeah, cool match. Like, but bringing Travis Scott out and not bringing The Rock out makes it way worse because when you bring Travis Scott, it makes everybody expect The Rock or someone else.
right.
But no, like, just don't have Travis Scott or have Travis Scott and someone else like The Rock.
Also, the only
It's just,
reason that Travis was out there was the whole reason to get his receipt. Is like, well, it wasn't even like a receipt because a receipt is you're supposed to kind of give them the same energy they gave you if they if they botched a move or they messed up, which he hit Cody and he busted Cody's eardrum, gave him a black eye. So like usually you would, do something to get them back. However, because he's the star that he is, Cody probably couldn't give him a receipt that he probably wanted to give him, so he gave him so they probably told him you're going to take a bump tonight and this is the best way to do it. Yeah, he could have done that and then boom, here comes The Rock. Cuz you hurt one of The Rock's guys and The Rock comes out or whatever could have happened. He could have hit a rock bottom and that could have ended the match that way. People would have been pissed that
yeah.
it was an involvement, but The Rock is involved with this shit. So The Rock getting his revenge for saying you didn't give me your soul, and then Cena picking up the win that way. And also now this makes it sense now why we don't know now we know why Cena never mentioned The Rock after he came back as a heel. Because
Yeah.
Rock wasn't going to be involved. It literally was not. It was just there to get a pop or to make that moment with Cena turning heel better than it was. That's what he
Which
literally
ultimately I
said.
feel like can kill this run. Like if The Rock doesn't show up again, I feel like this run is
No,
just like what?
and you know what that kills? That kills my theory for Rock versus Cena at SummerSlam. That's not going to happen now. If Rock
Oh
has
yeah.
no intentions of being in the storyline and was never going to be at all, he was just there to set it up. Like, what was the bad blood shit for? What the fuck was that all about? He didn't even get involved with Roman after that. And then apparently finding out that the sudden babyface turn on the Raw Netflix premiere, that was intentional. He didn't care. He wanted to break kayfabe. He did not care at all, and it messed shit up for them. And I feel like Cena turning heel was that saving grace. I it I don't even know that. I mean,
Yeah.
it made
Maybe The
night
Rock is destroying wrestling.
it made night one better, even though night two was the best night. But for the overall rating, like for this pay per view, 8 out of I would say an 8 out of 10, just because like
Yeah.
that match ended so abruptly. For you're literally getting a foreign object is what ends ends his whole story of becoming the first Rhodes to have the WWE title is the worst ending. I don't care if he wants to ruin wrestling or he wants to take away from us what we want. You don't do it that way. You could have taken away from us what we wanted by defeating Cody. It's
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, 8 out of 10. I could have even go for 7.5, but there was great shit on night two before it got to that moment, and even night one.
And also, doesn't like why not just have John Cena win clean? Because his whole thing is like, I'm gonna be the last real champion. So it's like, well, are you really a real champion if you win like that? You know what I'm
I guess
saying?
real champions cheat. I guess. I mean,
Yeah, like
yeah, it's such a weird decision call. I mean, honestly, Raw After Mania made up for it because now we're going to get into Raw After Mania.
well,
Um,
wait, I still
I
want
don't
to
know if
talk
there's
about
anything else
WrestleMania.
from. Well, we'll get yeah, because we're going to get into it, but I'm going to go ahead and let you.
I think night two overall better show. I like better night. Night two overall is better. Just the ending and the last few matches weren't that great. But night two overall had better matches and better storylines in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, but night one like had the higher highs because it
R-
had the night one main event in the opening. Like I feel like if you just put the night one main event and swap it with the night two main event, I feel like people will be way less mad. But you know,
Yeah. It's like.
and then night two might be one of the greatest nights ever.
And
Like,
no, people, this is not the worst WrestleMania just because of that one damn match. And
oh
then
yeah, hell no.
Becky Lynch. The worst WrestleMania will forever be WrestleMania 27.
27. Yeah.
And it sucks because that's in my hometown. And that's probably the reason why they won't come back to damn WrestleMania. And the funny thing it is, WrestleMania 27 involved The Rock, and now this one doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
They're probably never going to come back but I'm glad that they're coming back a lot for certain shows. But um, they're probably never going to come back for WrestleMania. I don't even know why they even made that decision, but there were some gems in that show, but mostly it was a terrible WrestleMania. But
Yeah.
but now we're going to get into Raw into WrestleMania because Raw after WrestleMania because apparently this one,
Wait. One more thing. One more thing. Sorry.
yeah,
A lot of people are talking about John Cena this and John Cena that, but I want to ask you, where do you see Cody Rhodes going from here?
he's obviously going to take a break.
Yeah.
I don't think, as far as I know, because I usually see it from their social media, but they post it like on the day of. I don't think he's going to be at SmackDown.
No.
I remember seeing John Cena's schedule after winning, and that's kind of the spoiler why I believed he was winning. Because he's going to be there so many days, and I don't know Cody Rhodes' schedule, but I think he's going to take a break. I'm thinking he's taking a very long break, and I
Probably.
don't know where he goes from this because that's the top championship. Like he went straight for that.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if he, takes longer, if he comes back at SummerSlam, if he's the one to dethrone John, he could go back to him, and then it sets up for something more. We could get John and Randy, but I don't see Cena like dropping it at Backlash. I don't see Cena. I
Yeah,
don't
no.
even want to make those predictions yet because we're going to have predictions obviously for
Oh
Backlash.
yeah.
Because remember, we're going to have PLE predictions for everything. Every like podcast episode on that will be. So we can't even make it now. I mean, we could talk about it, but
Wait,
no,
that's in 3 weeks, bro.
that's in 3 weeks.
Wait, two. No, three?
May 10th. May the 10th is the 23rd right now. So no,
Three.
that's yeah, 3 weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, because I mean, like, yeah, PLE predictions thing that I do is, or we do is like, it's not just going to be for WrestleMania. I'm not going to hype it up like, I normally do for WrestleMania since it's going to be, this is the bigger event. I'll hype it up for SummerSlam, but
Yeah.
we'll do the same format that we did for WrestleMania for every PLE. We'll just have our matches up. This time I ain't got to worry about 14 matches. I only got to worry about 5 or 6 or however many probably going to be 5. But,
Yeah.
um, well, before I cut you off, any more thoughts before we get into Raw after Mania?
No, I'm good now.
All right, so we're talking about that ending. John Cena opened up Raw with a promo, pretty much
Indeed.
just telling us like "I told you so," and then getting mad at the crowd for cheering him and telling him that he deserves it after
And for
they
booing
were,
Cody.
yeah, for booing Cody, called them hypocrites, which is a cool concept here, where he's still the villain, but he was like, "You booed Cody, and you cheer for me, but you booed for me weeks ago." So it's like you're hypocrites and you don't deserve to share this moment with me, pretty much. Gloated himself, made himself, that I'm better than these people and I did it and I'm gonna, kept going off. I can't remember all what he said, but I remember him saying near the end, like, there's nobody faster, stronger, better. Dude was quoting Daft Punk lyrics. Better than John Cena, and well, the legend killer himself creeps up on John and hits John with an RKO. And funny enough, before it happens, John goes, shit!
Yeah.
And gets hit with an RKO. Randy standing over him with the title in his hand. Obviously, I knew this was coming because for some reason,
Well, wait a minute. I
what?
knew it was coming.
Well, I knew when I saw the Backlash poster, which they stupidly showed before Mania ended or
Yeah.
started. That's a bad thing to do, social media team. Don't show off a PLE that clearly shows who's going to be headlining it, which is going to be Randy Orton, which is a crazy poster. I love
Same.
the dark gritty posters. They're bringing them back. But it
So
made
good.
that very clear that it was going to be Cody and Cena. It wasn't going to be Cody and
Yeah.
Randy because they haven't set that feud up. And obviously, Randy has spoken about going after Cena if he needed to. So this was the perfect moment to set that up.
Yeah.
It feels like the old days again because this is Cena and Cody. Cena and Randy is one of the greatest rivalries of the modern era, and I'm excited to see it
Mhm.
again. And the roles are reversed this time around. It's Cena as the heel
Yep.
and Randy's the face. Definitely going to be a phenomenal match.
Yeah, also it's gonna be cool because this time Randy Orton's gonna be the one getting cheered and Cena's actually gonna be
Right.
getting booed because it's gonna be in St. Louis, hometown advantage for Randy, so he's definitely getting cheered.
But unfortunately, he will probably be taking the pin, which is going to be a part of the predictions. Don't want to say them now, but we do
Yeah.
have to see promos and stuff over time. But I don't see an angle where it's like, oh, John won it, so now he's going to lose it. This
Yeah,
isn't
no,
no
I
Jey
don't think so.
Uso thing where he like loses right after he wins a belt. It's Jay's going to hold this belt
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, but
Um,
because Jay was not on his retirement tour. This is a
no,
retirement tour. I
yeah.
doubt he's like
Immediately after that, I think we already talked about this about Becky turning heel, living
Yeah.
Lyra. We talked about that. The New Day celebrate Alpha Academy. They celebrate their win. Alpha Academy come out. Some awesome promo skills from Maxine Dupree. With Otis and Tozawa, they're setting up for a
Yeah.
tag match.
She showed how good she was, bro. I didn't know
She
she was that good on the
she's
mic,
been
man.
great. They just like that Gable angle put her in that Chad Gable faction, like put her in the back end. No, like even when she was like the Maximum Male Models Maxine Dupree, where she's like all that fancy like outfits and
Yeah.
designer model. She still had great promo skills, but now she's able to do it as this version of her.
She needs to get more mic time,
Yeah,
bro.
she needs
She's
more mic
awesome.
time. She's definitely got like probably not the biggest push, but she's getting some attention. Um, but yeah, they set up for a tag match. I don't even know if it was for the titles. It might have been. But Otis and Tozawa were going to face off against the New Day. And then the lights go out and there's just this like theme songs playing. Don't know what the hell it is. And then on the screen, the Rusev
It's Rusev Day.
And Rusev comes out looking better than ever. Obviously, he looks like
God,
Miro.
so
But
jacked.
yeah, I do miss the old Rusev theme, but I mean, you can't use that anymore. But he's in the best shape he's ever been in. I believe he's heel because he came in, he attacked Alpha Academy.
But the crowd
Um,
was cheering him.
the crowd was cheering
So
him, however, though, because he just came back. Everyone found out that he was
yeah,
signed. I found out he was signed before you did. I didn't want to say anything. Um,
I found out too. Yeah,
yeah, because like these things kind of happen. When these things kind of happen, I don't want to tell him because then like he's like, well, shit, I didn't want because that's the
yeah. I don't like to
thing
know.
nowadays. Like even when Ray Phoenix vignette was popping up, it was then later finally announced that he was signed, and Aleister Black was even said to be signed. It's like these insiders, I enjoy them, but I wish they didn't do these kind of things because now it's ruining the returns kind
The
of in a way.
surprises.
But I had a feeling that like if Rusev were to show up, he would show up after Mania. He wasn't going to show up during Mania and be the surprise challenger because then that just ruins his aura of like coming back.
Because
And
he'd
then
have
like
to lose,
yeah,
exactly.
because
Because
it
Randy has
ruins.
to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that would just ruin the hype. So him coming back is amazing. He's probably going to have an angle where he's a beast and he's pretty much
Yeah.
tearing through everyone. I'm sure he'll have a match next week, probably against like Pete Dunne or something. Like it's just he'll have a match next week. It'll just be like a
Yeah.
random match to show how dominant he is. Which Rusev has always been dominant. It was nice to see the accolade come back. I love that submission.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it was good to see him back.
Fucking
Feels like the old
phenomenal.
days, man. um, yeah, fucking amazing.
Such
Uh,
a good dude.
Io Sky came out. She celebrated her win, and everyone you
Oh,
deserve it, which she does. And I love this run with the title because she's not a heel this time; she's a baby face. Even though she was over for getting the women's SmackDown's women title, dude, she's completely over. Or no, it was the women's title.
hell
It was
yeah.
just still blue. But yeah, and she was completely over. And then La Primera, Stephanie
Oh,
Vaquer shows up.
yeah, man.
And I'm telling you, every moment before and after the Becky shit made this show better.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be the worst Raw after Mania.
Best Raw after Mania,
Even though the worst
bro.
Raw after Mania was the 2018 one, I believe, and 2023 because of the Brock shit randomly. Um, but no, this got better. Like after the Becky stuff, Stephanie Vaquer comes out. She's talking to EO, like, congratulations. EO is grinning ear, dude. She's the most joyful person.
So wholesome,
She's
bro.
always grinning and happy. I told, like, dude, before she wrestled in Vegas, she was on a blimp
Yeah.
across
Oh,
Vegas, and she was like, "Yay!" Like, dude, she's so happy. Like, she's been in the she is a legend and she's a veteran because she's been around for like what 10, 15 years now, 20,
longer than that,
yeah, like
20.
longer than
Yeah.
that, but like she still feels like it's a brand new day for her, and she's just so excited that like she's the champion, everyone's behind her. But Stephanie comes out there and she's like, I've always been here to fight the best, and in front of pretty much she's like, in front of me stands the very best. And
Yes.
we're thinking like, oh, this could be a backlash match. I was like, no, probably not. But then I was like, here comes Adam Pierce, and everyone's booing. I told you they don't like him. They were
Yeah.
booing the
Dude,
shit out of
no,
him.
when he came out, I was like, what are you, because they were like, let's do it right now. And he's like, he came out, and I was like, what are you doing? Don't you dare, Pierce. You fucking bastard.
Oh yeah, because he came out, he was like, wait, ladies, wait. And I'm like, he was just gonna be like, no, you can't do it
Yeah.
tonight. And people were like, oh, boo. Yeah, no, people are favoring Aldis over Pierce. I don't like that Pierce is getting the hate again because in the beginning they didn't like him. And then the favor went over, but that was before Aldis came in. But I do like them both, but Aldis is like above Pierce for me. But uh, I think it's just because like Pierce is direct, and then Aldis is kind of in a way lenient. But if you push his buttons, you know, he'll come
Yeah.
at you. But especially with the Mickey James comment, that was funny as hell. That
God.
man got mad. That man was about to take off his clothes and beat his ass. But But yeah, he comes in. He's like, "We're gonna have that match right now," and I was like, "Holy shit! Holy shit! Okay, this is Mania. This is Raw after Mania for sure." Because I even remember last year's Raw after Mania, Dragunov came out. I believe he came out the Raw after and he challenged someone. He won, obviously, but this one ended in a DQ because Julia and Roxanne Perez, which I'm pretty sure have formed somewhat of an alliance, I guess.
Maybe I don't
Because it
really
seemed like
know.
it, but Roxanne came out first, and then Julia came in, and they were just beating the shit out, and then Rhea Ripley came in and saved EO, and from what I recall watching it back, she goes, "Nobody hurts EO but me." I was like, "Oh, that's sweet," because like it's like, or no, nobody can. I think nobody can hurt EO except for me, or lays a hand on her except for me. So like she's
Yeah, because she
protecting
wants the
her,
title.
yeah, but she's like protecting her in a way, but it's like, no, this is my business. Get out of here. Um, I thought in my head a
Yeah.
potential like tag match, like if they wanted to,
Mm.
but there's like 5 people involved, and there's only would be 4 people for a tag match. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't really
Yeah.
know if like this is a way to say Roxanne's coming up to the main roster soon.
Well, we already know that. She's gonna.
Yeah,
I feel like she has to do like one last thing in NXT, and then
well,
she's
she
gonna
just
fully
did fight
transition.
Stephanie for the championship, and Stephanie retained, I believe.
Yeah, she did.
That doesn't solidify that she's leaving because there's still some unfinished business with
Also,
Cora.
Julia came out after that and stared at Stephanie. So
Yeah, there's some unfinished finished business with Roxanne and also Cora as well.
yeah,
Um, things are getting crazy. So that was really interesting, like to see. Like I'm glad to get to see like a crossover. Need that more because I need to see more NXT people over there sometimes.
same. I saw some theories by some people. I saw like different theories. I saw some people saying like, "Oh, this is what I was saying," but like maybe a NXT like takeover soon, NXT invasion maybe angle going on for the women.
Yeah, because remember
I saw
Takeover. Sorry, go ahead.
some yeah, I saw somebody saying like maybe they're gonna bring back I think there's a PLE where it was like main roster women versus NXT women. Someone said they might bring that back.
Because Takeover is
Um,
going to be in Perth, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so they're bringing Takeover back, which I'm glad for that. It's been
sure,
a minute
yeah.
since we've seen a Takeover. Also, speaking of like newer paper PLE, it's no longer going to be Clash of the Castle this year, but they're doing Clash in Paris.
Ali,
Um, we don't have any French wrestlers, but
we don't.
no, we have no French wrestlers. There's
Kevin
no
Owens
French.
counts. How
We
dare
have
you?
Maurice, but that's I meant like French
Kevin Owens
speaking.
counts.
I don't think he's a French
Kevin Owens
native.
is French speaking.
I don't think he's never spoken it on a promo before. Probably he probably
He
has
speaks
somewhere.
French. He's
Oh,
French Canadian.
I'm aware that I'm talking about like a French native, like French. You know what I mean? Accent can speak it fluently. I don't mean like Kevin
He
Owens. Like
can.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm meaning here. I mean like, we don't have
I
French
know.
born.
I
We don't.
understand what you
Yeah,
mean. You're
we
just
don't
not
have
wording it
French
right.
born superstars. The
I'm just
only one
trying
that
to
I
get you to word it right.
okay. I think the
I'm
only
trying. I
French
keep
born
catching you.
the only French born superstar though, even though she's lost her accent, is Maurice. Um,
Mm.
but that's it. But obviously, like bring her back for what a random title match. Like
I'm gonna look it up.
Miz is not even. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying like French American or French Canadian. Like yeah, but it's like I meant French, like
Sure.
completely.
Yeah. Yes, I understand. I was just
Do
messing
you
with
now?
you.
Do all of you? No.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Andre was French.
I mean, I don't think it matters though. Like they're not gonna do that every time. Where it's like, oh, if we have someone in, if we're in France, do we have? No, you could probably just still do another European superstar.
Andre the
But
Giant was French.
he's rest in peace though. He's dead.
Well, yeah. So nobody right now.
No, because I mean they probably don't have anyone. I'm pretty sure at some point they had. I don't know if eight. There was just some people they probably had back in the day, but Maurice is the only one I can
There
think
is
of.
not a lot.
Mm-mm.
I'm
But I
looking
mean,
at a list there.
but either way, I'm looking too far into it. It's definitely not going to be. It could be just a regular match card that doesn't have. It probably have one like a couple European superstars on there, but it's not going to be. It's just going to be a show for France or
Yeah.
Paris. It's another show for France. It's not going to be.
Ali.
Yeah, it's not just going to be because I mean I'm pretty
I
sure
think they're
Backlash was in France, so I don't think it means like oh we need French people. Like it's just another
yeah.
PLE. But
I think they're just doing it because Backlash is in a different country this year. So I think they're trying to get because France last year fucking killed at Backlash.
yeah,
So I
they
think
had
they want to try to give them a PLE every year now. I honestly
yeah
think that's gonna happen.
yeah
So
because the UK has gotten or Scotland has gotten Clash like 3 times now. So like I think they're gonna change it up every year. Like Clash in Paris, probably Clash in Brazil, Puerto Rico. They're
yeah,
probably gonna keep Clash, but it's gonna change a lot. So
yeah,
and also like they're probably not gonna do another Clash pay per view for Drew again or anybody, and we don't have Isla Dawn anymore, so it's like, oh, don't know what to do with that. But
yeah.
Piper Niven is doing her, but yeah, Clash in Paris. But back to Raw, or if you have any more thoughts.
No,
Um, we had the main event, which It's crazy to know when a main event's going to happen because now all of a sudden the new pattern that they're doing is having a promo at the very end of the show. So now
they can end
sometimes,
anytime.
yeah. So now it's sometimes makes me wonder when the main event's going to be. But now I have to remember that there's a main event and then there's a promo to end the show. I'm okay with that
Yeah,
format. Sometimes I used to love it when the main event would end the show. But sometimes what I remember that when they end the main event, somebody comes out and says stuff when the show goes off the air. So in a way, I kind of feel like we get to see these promos afterwards. I don't know, but it's a new format that I'm getting used to. But
yeah.
it kind of helps to set up for these moments and stuff to like, promos or some shocking shit can happen. But the main event was Penta versus Dominic Mysterio for the title. Our
Hell
boy
yeah, yeah.
JD Big Head McDonough
Hell yeah.
has returned. He's not dead from that spot. He's returned, looks better than ever. Interferes in the match. Finn is out there. Carlito's out there. During the night, though, Finn obviously had tension with Dom. Um,
What stays in Vegas?
but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and Finn is
Yeah,
obviously like playing his cards right. We know Finn. Finn did the same shit to Damian Priest. He may do it to Dom, but I don't want him to cost Dom the title because then I would hate
yeah.
this
No,
man.
please no.
Then I would eventually actually hate this man. If Dom
Yeah,
loses it, he needs to lose it the right way. I don't see
true.
him dropping it anytime soon though, because it's
Better
nice
not.
to have Liv and Raquel have the title and him as well. Now,
Yeah,
if some way him and JD got back together and the whole Judgment Day plus Carlito had the titles, that would be insane.
that
I just
would be.
don't see them doing that because then it's just
Yeah,
going to
me
put them
neither.
right back in a loop. And at some point, this entire faction has to disband. It's been around for so long, even though.
Okay, yes, but wait, listen, listen,
Hear me
listen.
out.
Okay. Um, so I've been very low on the Judgment Day. I've been interested in the Judgment Day as a
Right.
faction for like since the summer. But dude, I'm tonight when they were all standing there with Dom holding the title and them all just like standing like with JD
It's
and
been a
Carlito
minute.
there,
It's been a
it
minute
made
since
me
you've seen
feel the
that.
full old for it made me feel the old aura, bro. The old
No,
aura of
it
the
felt
Judgment Day
differently.
had
Like,
returned.
and Finn was kind of like isolating himself. Like
Yeah.
they wanted to pull him in, but like obviously there's tensions between Liv, Raquel, Carlito's. Obviously, like I said, he's there, he's existing. Dom,
It
and
made me love them again.
but yeah, like them all back together like that. It
Yeah.
felt good to see that again. But I was just like still saying like at some point the faction will break up because they've been going nearly like
Yeah.
half the time that the bloodline's been going, and you know they are one of the
Yeah.
the factions that have changed members and added members and gotten rid of members, so they'll be there for the time being. I do see SummerSlam as the penultimate, you know, to where the part where Finn is going to possibly face Dom in a solos match. Because now I'm starting to
Yeah.
think of future matches since we have the belt on Dominic, and if he were to drop it, which I hope he doesn't anytime soon. I mean, if this is a way to put Finn, but I don't think I want that to happen. I'd like Finn to like take the belt off someone else if Dom lost it, but
You know, Finn just needs to leave and then come back after a while as a different like character. You know what I'm saying?
bring back the demon.
maybe
Man,
maybe not that, but he just needs a
I think
repackaging.
the demon got buried. Edge buried the demon, and I think he's gone for a
Roman
while.
and Edge, yeah.
Roman and Edge. But that was Dom retained. It was good to see the Judgment Day all together like that. Um, yeah, it brought me maybe missed that dynamic of them all being together because they've been separate for a while. Um, and then we had the final segment, which is Seth Rollins coming out with Paul Heyman.
Oh my
I don't
god,
get
bro!
the color choices of yellow and black recently because Finn came out in yellow and black, Punk came out Punk. It's Punk. It's his colors, and now Seth is coming out, and it reminded me of when CM Punk was heel. His main like branding was yellow, pink, and black. And it just felt funny. I know it's not like maybe it ain't intentional. Maybe I'm reaching too far into this, but it just reminded me of that CM Punk heel turn where mostly his colors were no longer the white and red and black. It was yellow and black. And just Seth Rollins had this yellow bright ass jacket on with some black pants. And he's out there, he's speaking, but before he even can, or before Paul can even say shit, CM Punk comes out. He's already pissed off. Yeah, CM Punk comes out. They brawl and shit. And as that's happening, CM Punk slowly turns on to Paul, and Paul is like showing like concern, but he's also like at this point he's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what I did. I did it. I did it.
I
And
did it for the rock.
he tries to go and attack Paul, and Seth comes back, gets the upper hand. I'm pretty sure that he then hits a stomp on CM Punk.
He does.
And here comes OTC, Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, Roman Reigns comes out. It feels like at this point that Roman wasn't going to enter because the man stops for a bit halfway down the ramp.
And the credits started playing.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come from behind because he was taking a very long time to come out.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that, and then he came right out, and then he got in the ring. First thing he does is he spears Seth, and then he lands a Superman punch on Paul Heyman. Fucking deserved. Gets that man down. The whole crowd is hyped up, ready to go. Dude takes off his shirt, shows off his Samoan tribal tattoos, getting ready to spear Paul Heyman, and then somebody fucking spears the shit out of Roman. And it's Braun fucking Breaker. This is solidifying the Raw after Mania hype. Braun Breaker going off. He then stares down with Seth Rollins. You don't even know what's going on here. You think it's just a mad Braun Breaker because he lost his title. He runs up to Seth and spears CM Punk instead. And Seth Rollins hugs that man. And a new
Evolution 2.0, baby.
A new faction is brewing with Paul Heyman beside him. Now, people say Evolution 2.0.
Yeah.
But I'm over here thinking the Shield 2.0.
Hell no.
Well, here's the thing. It's not going to be the Shield, obviously. But looking at the dynamic here, because even though you can say Braun Breaker has some sort of like the Roman Reigns in him and Dean Ambrose, because Dean Ambrose was a lunatic, and well,
it has way more parallels with.
Yeah, it has way more parallels
Evolution,
with
though.
Evolution because Seth would be
Triple H,
Braun would be Batista, and then whoever could be Randy, and then Paul obviously could be Ric Flair because he's the oldest, but he's not like Flair. However, in a sense, to me personally, knowing how Seth is, he could be technically building his own Shield, but it won't be called that, obviously. So now you need a third person who kind of mimics either.
We do need a third person.
Yeah. Who's either going to mimic Randy Orton or he's going to mimic a Dean Ambrose like character. I necessarily don't have any choices right now. A lot of people
I saw a bunch of names thrown out there. I'm gonna just say one, and I want you to tell me what you think of the name. These are just people's theories. These aren't mine. I've just looked at a bunch of people's theories of who it could be. So the most popular one I'm seeing is Austin Theory.
No.
Why not?
I'm not going to lie to you. Where does he necessarily fit here? Because
as Randy Orton, he's like a Randy Orton at the time. Randy Orton and Batista were nothings basically at the time.
Well, the thing is, Right. I'm basing this off of like people who have been over and interacting. Seth Rollins and Braun are both over names right now. Given the what happened with Jey Uso burying him in that squash match, and then them just being treating Waller and Theory as jokes and jobbers recently, the random push would be kind of not concerning, but random.
No, yeah, but
It
so
could
was
work, but like you
Randy and
need to break
Batista and
up.
Evolution. That was
You have
also random pushes.
Well, yeah, but
That
Randy
was the
was
whole point.
already kind of like Randy
No,
was
he wasn't.
introduced as a new guy.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere, but he'd been in the WWE because before he was in Evolution, he did come in for a couple of matches. He just wasn't over.
Well, yeah, they were both in for a couple matches, but they
Yeah,
weren't like
because remember, like Batista was
popular
like
at
the
all.
Leviathan, and then Randy Orton was like still himself. But no,
Yeah.
it could definitely be a decision, but you need to break up A Town Down Under in order for that to happen. Because where does Grayson Waller fit in?
I
He
mean, they've
doesn't.
been building a breakup for like a year, so it
They
could
have,
happen
but until they do
easily.
that, I don't see that happening. I don't necessarily know another name that could replace that because there's not
I
many
still
other
have more names to
guys.
throw
Well, yeah,
out,
go
but
ahead because I want to hear what you
okay.
got.
I saw some people saying Jeff Cobbs, I believe the name is, which is basically a Samoan that's a free agent right now that a lot of people are thinking is coming to WWE.
Mm,
So,
okay, I think I've heard that name.
yeah. Saw that thrown out there. I saw some people saying Carmelo Hayes, which I think would be awesome. I feel like that'd be cool. You know? Fits the Randy pretty well. He's kind of the same kind of thing.
All right,
I saw some people saying if they wanted to add a female, I saw a lot of people saying Becky. I don't see that personally. I just don't think that would
I saw
happen.
that. Yeah, I've seen that too. I don't think that will happen at all. She's definitely because like the thing is, there's rare moments when she and Seth have an interaction together in a storyline, and it's not always. But I think they both, in a way, prefer to work in their
Yeah.
own storyline instead of together all the time. Yeah, I don't see that happening. That's cool if they're both heel at this moment, but
Yeah.
no, not necessarily. I think it's going to be like either a four-man group or a three-male. Um, any other names that they have? Because it's hard for me to think
Yeah.
of any.
I saw some people throwing out Finn Balor.
I mean,
I
shit.
don't
If Paul Heyman needed to save that man, do it. But
yeah. I don't know about that. Some people were saying Rusev. I think absolutely not. Wouldn't make any sense to me, you
no,
know?
because he would just be another like, not to say Braun Breaker's mindless, but he would just be another mindless brute to
Yeah.
because Braun is not a mindless brute. He does have promo and mic skills, but it's like just Rusev being there as like the dude who doesn't speak and he just attacks when he's told to. No, um, I don't know if it's on
Yeah.
your list, but people have said Aleister Black. No, I don't think that's going to happen at all.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like
Um,
Aleister Black at the end of the day, I don't want him to join any faction. I just want him to be a solo guy, you know? But
yeah, and it's got to be people that I would have assumed have interacted with Seth because Seth and Braun have interacted. They just haven't had matches, and the kind of thing that like, oh yeah, we didn't even mention about Jay coming out. I didn't even mention Jay coming out and celebrating
oh, or
that
Gunther
weird.
fucking destroying
Yeah,
Pat.
Gunther destroying Pat McAfee, choking him out, attacking Michael Cole.
And
Michael
Michael
Cole's
Cole coming back like a hero.
Michael Cole coming out saying, "I'm not gonna let some bully push me around and make me stop doing what I love." Joe Tessitore came out and was replacing Pat for the night. No, yeah, things have been going crazy, but like, there's a weird shift that I saw with Sammy, like while Jay was yeeting and shit, making
Yeah.
me think Sammy was going to turn. And no, that doesn't mean that I think Sammy would be the next member. Yeah, Sammy is in a way close with Seth, but seeing him join that faction is kind of like a weird out of placement. Like, yeah, I get it, he was out of place in the bloodline, sure. I just don't see that randomly happening. It could be him, but I don't see that happening. And I feel like, in a way, these three guys, or whoever the next third guy is, has to have some sort of connection with Seth and also have a connection with the people that they've hurt. Like Braun had interaction with Roman in the Rumble. He had it during the Rumble, so I'm glad that's like a
Yeah.
callback. Like, hey, this happened, and now I'm spearing you again. But I just feel like there's got to be people that there's necessary because I'm telling you right now, this would be a fucking crazy War Games lineup. Like these three dudes versus three other dudes, or even four.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure this may be a 4-man faction. Like Paul's gonna be the manager.
Yeah.
So like they're setting shit up, but all these guys have to be in a way and a connected rivalry that makes sense. And I would feel like Braun would be still rivaling Dom, but I think that storyline's moved on.
Yeah, it's moved on.
But it's really, really hard to tell who the third and fourth, or even just a third member would be. Even if they go
Yeah.
that route, they could just go two guys. We don't even know. But
Yeah, I have more names here.
okay,
One of the most popular ones actually is Ethan Page. A lot of people are saying Ethan Page. And I don't hate it.
you gotta
I
think
feel
of
like
some
it
minute.
could
Yeah, you
happen.
gotta think of NXT guys too. Yeah,
Yeah, and some people are saying Trick Willie. I don't think so though.
he's not ready to
I don't
leave
think
NXT. I don't think either
yeah.
one of them are ready to go because, like, I know Ethan
Ethan
Page.
is.
Yeah, I guess because he's already made his mark, but like, I feel like he's still over there a little bit more. But other than that,
Yeah,
like,
probably. I also saw some people say Carrion, but I don't think so. I don't
no,
think
he's
so at
too.
all.
Yeah, he's his own world. If anything, he would be needing to lead a faction than be a part of it because he doesn't believe in being like a lackey or a servant. He's rewriting the timeline as he says in his own way. So like, and these guys are already heels. There's no reason for him to like be a part. They've already doing what he wants as them being a villain.
Yeah. I also saw someone say, El Grande Americano because he's a legend of the business. He
Uh
just got
huh.
in
Yeah.
WWE. He should be in a
Right.
faction,
Yeah.
He deserves
Did they
some
say that or
push
did
to the main
you?
event.
Because I don't know, man.
Uh,
I don't know.
then I also saw a really interesting one that I kind of really want, which someone said Ilya Dragunov once he returns from injury, and I was like,
He's been
you
on my
know?
mind this entire time, but yet I didn't want to say anything because I felt they would be stupid. I mean, yeah, him and Braun have history.
Yeah.
Team up would be crazy. At this point, though, it's like we'll just have to see where this goes because they could choose a choice that we don't even fucking think about. Because these names do work well. Some of them are kind of like, that's a bit of a stretch, but like I have seen people think about like theory as well because like where could they go from this and it's
Yeah.
a tough it's a tough thing, but it's like it makes you wonder if they're even going to go for another guy or if they're just going to be those two. But I feel like they're going to have another guy because like two and a manager is like it doesn't seem like they're going to be just a tag team. It seems like they're
Yeah, no.
building something. Seth is going to have be the visionary, and then he's going to have his followers, his disciples.
Yeah.
Because
I
remember, he
also
had a faction at one point where like the AOP and Buddy Murphy was like, or Buddy
yeah,
Matthews
yeah.
was in a
Yeah.
faction. So like he could be building that again, and now you got Paul Heyman as the manager. So it's gonna be
Yeah, I
cool.
also saw a lot of people saying that they might just like add a tag team to the
Yeah,
group, and I was like, yeah, maybe. If they do,
that's
maybe
what
Fraxion?
that's what shit. God, that'd be crazy. I mean, that's what Karrion Cross did, like with AOP. Like they were just they were just already a tag team, and it was mainly him and the AOP, and then you had Paul Ellering and Scarlett. But that had too many damn managers, and that shit didn't obviously go anywhere. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, because those guys are talented, they just didn't know what to do with them. But it's a mystery. It's definitely not gonna
The
be
real
revealed.
one that should join though is Ricky.
Hey, Ricky,
Ricky!
but I don't want to boo Ricky. I want to cheer him.
Oh, good point, good point.
But it's like at this point, it's like it's really hard to think because there's definitely some names that we're not thinking here, just because either they haven't been on TV or they haven't been the center of attention in the storyline. It would be very interesting to see who, if they definitely won't show it until probably next Raw because they're definitely not gonna be on
Yeah.
SmackDown. Um, but
Ooh, what about Brunson Reed?
I forgot he is injured.
Yeah?
That could work. That could work. I mean, dude. I mean, you got a you got one big dude and you got a bigger dude and you got Seth Rollins. I mean, shit. I mean, they're trying to build the damn Thanos crew or whatever they're trying to do. Like they're trying to build this big faction. That would be kind of weird though, given that like Bronson and Seth have a
Yeah.
rivalry. So yeah, and I hope they're not like because he was injured now he's different now. Like I
Yeah.
don't know
I
Bronson Reed
also
if he came
saw
back he would probably just destroy. He probably if Bronson Reed came back he probably would have a feud with Rusev if you think about it.
yeah, oh that cook,
That'd be
bro.
fucking crazy.
dude, I can't wait. But because he'll probably return at SummerSlam,
Yeah,
so
yeah, he's probably his injury's almost cleared up, I believe.
yeah. But I also saw I saw quite a few people saying if it's a woman, Jordan Grace, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't see them adding a woman to this
It's
faction.
like no, it's these are random kind of things. Like it'd be cool, but like it's random to like have her show up and then like she just is in the title scene and then leaving the main, relieving the main roster right away like
Yeah.
that. It's like, yeah. No, I don't think
No.
they'll ever do female because if not Becky, then no female. Because like, what other
Yeah,
female heel is on Raw right now besides Liv Morgan and Raquel?
true.
Uh,
That's
There's
all
no
the
one
popular
else.
ones I saw. So
I can't think of any, just because like it's mainly gonna be dudes from Raw. Since like it's I can't think of any more. It's mainly dudes from Raw.
yeah, might be. I think there's a good chance it's probably someone that's like injured or been away for a while though.
However, there's one name we haven't thrown out:
Oh.
Drew McIntyre. However, he is mainly on SmackDown now,
Hmm.
so it's like,
I just don't see it happening because he's too big. Again, I think
yeah, he's too big. But
Seth
like,
is gonna
yeah, like
get like
joining forces with
smaller
Seth
people.
would be, yeah, joining forces with Seth. But yeah, it seems like these are gonna be like small sized dudes. Like Braun is a little bit short, but he's not that
No,
short
no, that's
to
not
be
what I mean.
Seth.
I mean just like people who are in the mid card or lower.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, well, Seth is not necessarily mid card. He is.
Well, no, that's why I'm saying like Seth is trying to recruit people who are mid card
Oh,
or
who's like
lower
he's still
and
above.
bring them up.
He's still above
Yeah,
them. Yeah, he's definitely trying to get some. Even though like Braun doesn't need the push, it's still cool to have. I couldn't think of anyone else if he was doing this. This is
yeah,
amazing, and it's also a crazy switcheroo since he just came from defending his title, and now he's like, oh, now I'm in this alliance with Seth. It's random, but people like it because yeah,
yeah.
and it also feels like he's trying to get people to match his enemies. Like Braun in a
True.
way matches Roman, but he's faster. So maybe it could be someone that matches Punk, even
Yeah, like a
though
younger Roman. Yeah.
yeah, a younger Roman and then like a younger Punk. But I have to. There's so many people that could be like Punk. I have to figure out who that could be.
Yeah, or maybe you're right, and maybe it is like a shield, so like a young Dean Ambrose kind of thing. But
There's not really the only like kind of
there's
like
not anybody who would
no, the
like
only lunatic character I would know is like a Joe Gacy
Joe
kind of
Gacy.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe Gacy or like any
Like-
of the Wyatt Six, but they're not just randomly gonna take that away and like, oh, here's Dexter
yeah,
Loomis out of
no,
nowhere. Like Joe Gacy is like they're gonna be like, okay, what happened to the thing? But I know Uncle Howdy kind of thing. It's just gonna be somebody who can tap into the psychotic shit, or they can just be like Dean Ambrose before he turned, because he didn't turn really unhinged until after the Shield broke up because he went insane. So like he could just be that cold, calculated Dean Ambrose. He wasn't really
yeah,
psychotic until after the breakup.
yeah. I listen. This is the only Raw after Mania I've seen, but I've seen a lot of people say this is the best Raw after Mania of all time. So is that true? That's a longer time fan that you are.
See, like, I think back in the day, damn it, like didn't start paying attention to Raw after Manias until like recently, like maybe like during like Roman's era, like there was crazy like Raw after Manias. Um, I think the craziest Raw after Mania, besides this one, was when Brock Lesnar first returned in
Mm.
2012, because Brock had been out of the WWE for so long. He was in the UFC, and he eventually left the UFC, and they thought he was going to come back, and he eventually did, and that led to a lot of shit. Like even at this is after like the this made WrestleMania. Yeah, this was after like Cena lost to Rocket Mania 28, and Brock comes out and he's just there, and then he just F5s Cena. He leaves him there. Like I don't know any other manias. Like in the Mania after Daniel Bryan won the two belts was even great. It's better than the last previous Raw after Mania. Like after like 2023's Raw after Mania sucked. Raw after Mania and after WrestleMania 40 was great because like you had Rock come out, you had some weird shit going on. Like he gave Cody something. We still never saw what that fucking was. That's what I'm telling you. Like with these Rock storylines, he just leaves you to interpretation, and you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So far, it is the best one right now because back then, like Raw after Manias, I didn't pay attention to because around 2017, I started falling off. Like after Punk left, the Authority shit was going on. Like after that, like it started veering off. Like didn't care, so I didn't pay attention to any of them. But I remember 2018's and it was really bad. But then the Manias, like after, I'm not counting pandemic era because like obviously it was bad because like after Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar for that title at 36
Yeah.
with no crowd, and then the next night there's no crowd anymore. So like there you couldn't count those because there's nobody there. Even though they could say it sucked because nobody was there.
Yeah.
Eventually, it started picking up better after the pandemic. It started getting better because obviously you had Roman and shit, so he was on after Mania, so it was definitely better. And especially the Raw after Mania 38 when Cody Rhodes came back, it started getting better after that. But 39 it went downhill because Brock Lesnar was there and turned on Cody for no fucking reason.
Mm.
So like
Okay.
38 was good, but now this one has probably been the best since those few. I
All
still
right.
think 40 is better, but this one
Was
definitely.
just curious.
Yeah, like I didn't start paying attention to like the Raws after Mania. Like I knew Raw after Mania for Brock Lesnar coming out was a Raw after Mania, but everything else like I didn't really pay attention to until now. So I
Yeah.
can't really say like all those years, but this is
All
definitely
right.
the best. Yes, sir. I don't have much anymore. Like I don't know if you wanted to finish the rest of your NXT because I know you mentioned like
Yeah, I'll do that really quick. Listen, folks, this is gonna be a rapid fire. All right.
yeah, going on
Because
3 hours almost.
yeah. Um, so Tatum and Gigi lost. I'm pissed. Worst decision ever. Anyway, Miles Bourne and Javon Evans teamed up for some random reason against Dark State. Noam Dar returns to fight
Oh
Lexus King for the
yeah.
Heritage Cup, and he wins. Let's go. You want to talk about that?
No, yeah, I saw that. I saw Noam Dar return. Um and yeah, he beat Lexus King for the Heritage Cup. I like I said, I don't pay attention to much of it like I should just because I can't watch it, but like clips are enough. But yeah, no, I came across that. I saw like everything else, but I didn't see that particularly, and I was like, holy shit! Like he's not like the crate because I know like Metaphor is like also what's made him like he's been there, but Metaphor has like what heightened his. I don't know why he was out or whatever, because it's mainly
He's
been
bitch.
Lash Legend. Oh,
Injured.
he's injured. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, mainly the center focus right now for Metaphor. And then he came back, and then he just automatically beats Lexus King. I'm like, all right, but this
Yep.
NXT After Mania is even good. Like, holy shit! Like everything's happening. Uh, yeah, we even mentioned Joe Hendry came to NXT and like this
Mm-hmm.
time instead of like being an ally of Trick, he was even telling Trick like this and that, like you've been this way, you've been that way,
You're a whiny bitch,
you're a
Trick.
whiny
That's what he
bitch.
said.
Yeah, and
Fuck
then
you, Trick. You're a whiny bitch.
yeah, and
Fuck
then
you, Trick. You're a whiny bitch.
fuck you, Trick. Fuck you. Instead of whoop that Trick, it's just fuck you, Trick.
Nah, the
Um,
crowd will always love Trick.
yeah, they do whoop that Trick, but uh, no, Joe Hendry coming out there throwing out some verbal fucking barbs and shit.
Which I was not expecting, but yeah.
Yeah, I kind of yeah, and the funny thing is I kind of expected him, but I was like, it would. I was like, well, maybe he could show up in NXT, and then like Trigger's trying to tell him shit. And he's like, yeah, I did get RKO'd, but I got RKO'd at WrestleMania. What about you? Like, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I lost at WrestleMania, but I lost at WrestleMania. It's like CM Punk can
Yeah.
say that he lost at WrestleMania in the main event of WrestleMania. It's like, oh, cool. Cody Rhodes got his first main event at 39. He lost, but he got the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Who cares? He got it
Yeah.
though. There's a lot of people that like got their first WrestleMania main event who fought Roman all those years. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
they got because of him, but it's like they got their first main event of anything because of Roman. Even though they all did their best. Also, speaking of doing your best, for 3 nights straight, Liv Morgan and Raquel busted their ass, dude. Like, regardless of how you felt
Bro.
about that decision, they went from Vegas. Were they still in Vegas and Raw?
Oh yeah.
They went from Vegas to Vegas the next night to reclaim. They lost the titles of Vegas. They went back the next night to reclaim them. Then they immediately went to NXT the next day to defend them. That's 3 full damn nights.
Workhorses, man.
I would not be mad if they were off of Raw next week. They're probably not going to be because the Judgment Day is, their storyline is important,
Yeah,
and
honestly, if
so is
they
Dom's.
have
But
matches, like, every week, I'm
yeah,
fine. I feel
oh
like the
yeah.
tag division's actually gonna be good.
But also,
Like,
Liv and
matches every week is
Liv
good.
automatically, that's her whole world. Like literally, Liv is posting every day on her stories and shit, like of everything. That's her fucking world right there. She hasn't taken
Yeah.
time off since like the whole Rhea thing, and I don't know when she'll take time off again. She probably never will. She's full time, like she loves it.
Such a workhorse, man.
Like I'm telling you, dude, they're all like
Round of
Raquel.
applause for Liv.
Like Raquel needs more credit. Yeah, Raquel needs more credit. Like I don't care if like y'all don't like her because like she's that big brute or whatever, or she's not as pretty as Liv. Dude, stop worrying about looks anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Her and Liv looked amazing in that outfit at Mania. So
Damn
fuck
right.
you all. I know Liv is the damn your eye candy, but dude, Raquel is a beautiful as well. So fuck you.
Damn right.
Anyways, I'm not saying that everyone's
But
saying that Raquel's or Liv is better because she's more prettier, but like no, people focus way too much on Liv and it's like they're a tag team. They both are there. Y'all were
true.
cheering Raquel when they were tag team champions the first time. Just because she's a heel now doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlito's falling head over heels for her. That's probably a thing that's never going
Yeah.
to happen. Where it's like, oh, they
Yeah,
finally
no.
know. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't like romance storylines in WWE. They always suck. I'm sorry, I do.
you literally have Dom and
Okay, but that's because it had Dom in it. So of course it was
I
gonna
guess
be
so.
good.
I mean, even though theirs isn't really a romance storyline anymore, it's like they are a partnership, but it's like they're not doing it how they used to do. Like she
But
has
at the
Dom
end of
now.
the day, that was for the like the prize was
Yeah,
the title.
well, yeah, the
You
prize was
know?
the title, but also like because I thought during that whole time we're like, oh, she's got Dom, she doesn't need him anymore. But no, she's like made it clear that she cares. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna apologize. I doubted Dominic Mysterio. I called him an ungrateful little shit. I want to apologize
Aren't
to
you?
Dom, and I want to apologize to Krodok. Dominic Mysterio is the best fucking heel of the last 3 years in the WWE.
Cool.
He started off.
You're allowed back at the dinner table.
What the fuck? Is it Thanksgiving? No. I doubted him. I still disagree with things that you said about Ray because Ray is an all-time favorite of mine. But
It's a deadbeat.
Dominic, Dominic was pulled into the Judgment Day by force. I feel like that man was very scared of Rhea. That he did everything that he had to do, and obviously his feelings towards his father might have been justified in some ways.
We're
But
100% justified.
in all fairness, he was forced into the Judgment Day by submission of Rhea, and now he feels like exactly where he belongs. He's happy in the Judgment Day now because Rhea's out, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
happy with Liv and everyone else, and now he's the fucking IC champion.
And Liv treats him right. Gets him chicken tendies.
And he,
Doesn't
and
force him
also,
to do anything.
yeah, we didn't even add in there like the Slammies and shit. He and Liv won Villain of the Year and the
Hell yeah.
Slammies. I didn't say much about Slammies. I know we like had a whole damn podcast on it, but like there was so much
Yeah.
shit that we forgot the Slammies even happened. They happened on a Sunday, the
Yeah,
Sunday
I
of
forgot.
Mania. But all I know is like one of our picks I think did win. Liv got Female of the Year. I don't know who Male Star of the Year was. It might have been Braun. I don't know. I'll take a look at them later. But like
Alright.
we technically didn't have anything for a podcast that day, so we didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But I guess we can wrap it up because that's pretty much all we had for this week.
Wait, no, I still have more about NXT.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I forgot there's
JC
more.
Jane.
My bad.
Okay, so Fatal Influence, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix are mad at Fallon Henley. So maybe there will be a storyline there. Maybe Fallon Henley leaves
Did they
the
come back? I
the
thought
Fatal
JC Jane was like
Influence.
off TV.
They're back now, and
Oh, okay.
apparently JC and Jasmine are very mad at Fallon. So I wonder
They're
what's going to develop
very
from that.
angry. Okay.
Yeah, and then Chase U is back.
What?
Yep,
I didn't see
Chase
that
U is
part.
back. Yeah, it's
Okay.
back.
So like Thea's with them,
Because
or like it's just
no.
Andre and
So Andre Chase just like there was just a video of Andre Chase opening up a suitcase with a Chase U shirt, and it's like, "We're back."
all right. So the whole point of them being gone made no sense. Okay, because they probably couldn't figure
Yeah.
out anything to do with Andre. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I knew they weren't dead. I've been hoping and coping and moping, and well, yeah, I just rhymed. Yeah, Chase U's back. They
That
were
was
never
it.
dead. I knew it. I knew they were never dead. I'm so glad they're back. For a guy who
Oh
doesn't even
yeah.
watch NXT, I'm glad they're back.
Oh.
Well then, all right. Welcome back, Chase U. Don't know what the point of burying them was for, but okay.
Yeah, me neither. But that was it. Also, Rich Holland hasn't been on TV for a while. Anyway,
Fuck Richard Johnson. Anyway, I'm kidding. Um, well, anything else for NXT before I rudely
no.
try to interrupt you? All right. Well, that was the discussions for night 2 and 1 of Mania, Raw after Mania, NXT after Mania. Crazy ass week. Obviously, there's so much shit that's going to be happening all the way up to SummerSlam. We got Money in the Bank coming up. I think after Backlash,
Oh
that's the next
God.
PLE. I'm pretty sure
No, it would be Clash.
it'll be Clash in
I
Paris.
think. No. Would it?
No, because I think Money in the Bank is like I think either before or after like July 4th.
Wait, let me just look at the calendar really quickly. People, I promise it's almost over.
Yeah, it's almost
Um,
over. Anyways, I hope you all have been enjoying this podcast. This is episode 7. We're getting very close to 10 episodes. I'm only stalling as he's trying to find the calendar, but
okay,
also
I,
yeah.
I have the list first. All
Okay.
right. Listen. It goes Backlash, Saturday night's main event, NXT Battleground, then Money in the
Okay, now you
Bank and Worlds Collide,
okay.
then Evolution, WWE Evolution,
They're
then another
bringing
Saturday night's main
they're
event,
bringing
then
that
an
back?
NXT Heat Wave. Yeah, apparently. Then SummerSlam, then Clash and Perry. Wait, Clash and Perry is after SummerSlam?
I guess
Wow.
so.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
because I
it's at
remember
the end
yeah,
of
because I remember
August,
Clash at the
apparently.
Castle was before SummerSlam.
Yeah, no, Clash of the Castle is after Money Bank last year, so it looks like it's
I
at
mean,
the end of August this
they
year.
changed things around
So,
because I remember they had like Crown Jewel like different times all the time. So like I mean, it can happen that way.
but yeah, that's all the confirmed stuff. So,
And I'm obviously, of course, Crown Jewel is going to be in there or something. Definitely going to have some. Well, they probably won't this year since they're going to be at Rumble next year. They probably won't even have a Crown Jewel this year since they're getting Royal Rumble.
um,
So
yeah,
they may only
maybe.
have one. Well, remember, they have to do the champion versus champion thing every year.
Ugh,
So
God,
one thing I don't really care about, and
why?
if they forget about it this year, I wouldn't be mad.
Let it
Um,
die, please. Make
I don't
it
know. I don't
not
know how
part
they
of
do it though,
history.
because like, does it just automatically vacate the previous guy? Does Cody have to face
Yeah,
Gunther again, or like?
please, just get rid of it. Get rid
So
of it.
yeah,
Don't
it's
mention it
literally
again.
yes, literally like
Pretend it never happened.
they're probably not
I
going
don't
to,
care.
but they may forget about it. To be
Uh,
honest, they might forget about it. I'm not even gonna be, but I feel like if not Crown, they'll probably have a Crown Jewel. It would be so. I know they're gonna have it at the very end of the year because they usually do. They have it at least before. I don't think we're gonna have a Bash in Berlin again. That's
no,
probably. I feel like that was
doesn't
just a
look
one
like it.
off, but if they do Saudi again, which is Crown Jewel, it would be so weird to have Crown Jewel and then go immediately a couple months later into Riyadh for Royal Rumble. But
Yeah.
however, King and Queen of the Ring was very close to the time that Crown Jewel was. So Crown Jewel was before Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken.
It was before, yeah.
I think yeah, it was like Crown Jewel, then Bash, and then yeah, well, Bad
No, Bash was before Crown Jewel.
Bash was after Bad Blood, right? So Crown Jewel,
Yeah.
then Bad Blood. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And obviously, we're gonna have some random ass Saturday
Well,
nights
no.
main.
It was Bad Blood, Bash and Berlin, then Crown Jewel,
Damn.
then Survivor Series,
And
then
then
Elimination
in
Chamber,
between
then
all of this,
WrestleMania.
you're gonna have some random ass Saturday nights main event. Those don't count
Yeah.
towards
They're
PLE
not canon.
predictions.
They're not canon.
They're canon, but they're not canon to us and PLEs. Like we don't
No, they're
do
not even canon to WWE, bro. Let's be honest
some.
here.
Yeah, some things happen in there that don't make sense because like you had Jacob Fatu beat the shit out of Braun Strowman, and then he comes back fine, and then we want to erase those previous Gunther J matches from our mind because he lost like so many times. Um,
Yeah.
well, given that they only had a match once on that PLE, but uh, we don't count those because they're also counted as a regular show because they're even on cable. They're if you don't
Well,
have
the
Peacock or
reason
Netflix, they're on
we don't
NBC.
count them because they happen more than once a year.
They happen
Our
more.
criteria is it has to happen once a year.
Yeah, but it's not a PLE either. It can act as one because you can watch it on Peacock and Netflix, but it's also on NBC, which is cable.
You actually can't watch it on Netflix, but
Oh, okay, Peacock then. But it's also acted as a cable brand show, and I think Saturday Night's Main Event nowadays is another just branded show. It's not a PLE like it used to be back in the day. But they used to have Saturday Night Main Event all the damn time, so it's pretty much a brand show.
yeah.
So no, we don't count that as a PLE prediction. Not canon to us, so it doesn't really count. So it's just another
Mhm.
show. We could talk about it, but it's not going to be like a PLE. So, like he said, it happens
Yeah.
more than once. But, anyways, we're getting at the 3 hour mark. I guess we're going to wrap it up here. Do you have any
Yep.
final thoughts? Final boss?
Did I talk about how I'm obsessed with Elden Ring?
Yes, you did at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You very much
Listen,
did.
everybody. Yeah, I'm just obsessed, okay? I can't help it. I can't. It's stuck
And
in
like
my
I said, I'm
brain
obsessed with emulation
constantly.
only because it's your fault. But being able to play old
Ugh.
childhood games, I've been
I mean, I've been
dabbling.
playing Skylanders with emulation. That shit's
I've
fire.
been dabbling into the old WWE games, and I'm thinking about making a
Ooh.
series on ranking them and
Mm.
playing around with some stuff because like this channel needs more spice rather than just streaming and ranting about how fucking stupid you are when you trash a Minecraft theater in Minecraft. So yeah, whatever. But yeah. Next, I'm
I
pretty
might go see
sure
that movie soon.
you're gonna go see it in theaters.
Maybe.
Don't fucking trash it. I swear to God. No, I'm just kidding.
I
Um,
won't.
I know
I'm
you
scared
won't, but
someone
I'm.
else will.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to those theaters because of that fact. I don't want to be rained down with soda and popcorn. Um, if I just, I definitely will probably watch the movie because I want to give my criticism on the movie.
I
I
want to see
haven't,
the shit show.
I haven't been able to give my criticism. Like, I shit talk it for fun as a joke.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like I don't just shit talk it because
Chicken jockey.
oh god, popcorn. No, like I want to actually have a criticism and say, hey, my experience on it. I like to critique things and not judge them and say it's shit just because it looks corny and wonky. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hate it because people. I don't like the people who are trashing theaters. I'm not gonna hate the movie because what the people are doing.
Hmm.
Audience versus movie is different. Like Rotten
Yeah, I
Tomatoes
know the
and
movie's gonna be bad. That's why I want to watch it because it's gonna be fun bad. You know, it's a movie
well, that's
that's
what I've
bad,
heard.
but it's
People said it's
fun.
bad, but people still had fun. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
very interesting.
It's
Um,
like Five Nights at Freddy's. Bad movie, really fun though.
what are you trying to? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a fun bad, but not the worst. It was a great start, and like for a movie,
Mm,
it managed to look well and not look like those fan movies that came out before. Because there was FNAF fan movies that came out. They looked better, but some were like kind of cheesy. But like they got the looks of the animatronics, and the story was weird. But anyway, we didn't want to
you're
do a
telling me that
movie.
movie wasn't cheesy? I
Yeah, it
always
was.
come back.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be. They had to make it cheesy
I
because the
know that's the
game
thing.
story is cheesy. How the game's
True.
lore went as
So was the
Markiplier talked
pizza.
to. Ha ha ha. Um, but yeah, next week we're
Mm.
probably going to do the. Yeah, we're definitely gonna. I don't know if you want to do that. Do you want to rank the Mania matches, even though we pretty much did that this podcast, or do you want to find
No,
something
because
else?
what we talked about today was not the matches themselves. We were talking about them overall, the storylines, everything about Mania. Okay, we didn't rank the actual matches.
I feel like that's gonna be a very short podcast for 14 matches.
Well, yeah, I didn't think that's all we were gonna do. We're probably gonna do something else too.
Oh yeah, we can do that, or we can have multiple tier lists. We can figure it out. I mean, whatever
Hmm.
you think we can do at the same time. Because I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll improvise. But
improv.
I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Definitely looking forward to the next couple of weeks up to Backlash. We got a tier list coming up. Definitely, like we said, of something we'll think of either WrestleMania matches or whatever. Um, Make sure to hit the like. hit the like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Get us into the algorithm. Get more people to listen to the pod. Follow us on Spotify. Also hit that bell icon on Spotify as well. It'll get us more traction. Follow me at I am RedBeard on YouTube, I am RedBeard22, and on Twitter or X, and Krodok at Krodok on YouTube, and Krodok55 on Twitch. I'm not so sure you still stream on Twitch, but
Listen, folks. Listen, I've
he's
been
working
really
on
busy.
content of his own. He's working on a lot of content coming out soon. Mostly
Something will be launching soon. It's
mostly
a
gaming as
surprise.
well. Oh, okay. I'm interested now. In the future, we may be working on some collab content more than just the podcast stuff, but that's in the future. Stay tuned. We ain't gonna talk about it right now. But possibly in the future, he and I will be doing more stuff, gaming even, and possibly reactions to stuff. Probably some cool stuff on this channel,
Ho, ho,
on other
ho.
stuff. So yeah, be prepared. Why are Clash and Paris? Yes, let's go. Uh,
Paris.
Hope you all enjoyed the podcast, and as always, we'll catch you in the next one. We've been the Beard Bros. Peace.
Peace. Dumb, dirty, dirty, dumb, dirty, dirty,
Dirty
dumb.
Dom.